To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. From previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black and gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture. Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the SteelTwins.
Steelers Nation, welcome to episode 31 of the Steeler Culture Podcast. We are the SteelTwins, and thank you guys for joining us on this Saturday night for this, I suppose, impromptu edition of the Steeler Culture Podcast, because there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot of news to discuss, and in some way, some really unwanted drama when it comes to the Steelers. And go figure, it would be the Steelers wide receiver room again. Calling me shocked. So we all know what's going on with George Pickens. We're all going to talk about it. We're going to interact with you guys and get your guys' feelings. Because there are some, I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for? There are divided opinions regarding George Pickens and what he did on Instagram and how he felt on the sideline and just his body language. You could see it evidently on the sideline during the game. There was something wrong with Pickens, man, and it's interesting, and there's a lot to get into it because, I mean, there's a bunch of theories, there's a bunch of thoughts when it comes to George Pickens himself. We also got an injury update on Holcomb. We'll talk about that, as well as the rookies. We all know that the Steelers should have been playing their rookies a long time ago, and now they're just starting to get their feet wet. We got Joey Porter starting outside. We finally got Broderick Jones starting, and hopefully he remains the starter. And plus, the entire rookie class just stood out immensely versus the Titans. So we got to talk about that and give them praise and talk about how they need to start continuing to see time on the field. And we might even talk a little bit about Kenny Pickett because, you know, there's always something when it comes with Kenny Pickett, especially with how he's progressing, if you want to say that, as we inch forward into the Steelers season. How you guys feeling, man? You guys feeling good after the Titans victory? Is anyone feeling good after the Titans victory? How you feeling?
Matter of fact, coming off of that win is probably the most accepting win that the Steelers have had this season.
Yes, because
I would say the most comfortable this season.
Most comfortable, but still ugly. It's still,
I'm not saying it was anywhere near
No,
perfect.
no.
When it comes to his team, that's never the case.
it still doesn't change our opinion or our view on this entire season or regarding anyone on this team. It doesn't. Not Pickett, not Canada, not Tomlin, not the season. It might be the most, like you said, might be the most comfortable win. Still ugly, but doesn't change a damn thing.
The win came off in a way where it was like, for the first time this season, it didn't come off like, man, we should have lost that game. Like, there were many times that the Titans could have taken advantage,
Right.
and so on and so forth in that game. It didn't come off in that type of way.
Yeah, it's not like the Ravens where, man, their receivers dropped so many passes, or the Rams where they had the similar mistakes. It's not like that, but it's still an ugly victory where we left several points off the board, one of them being because of George Pickens. So if you guys were feeling good about the Titans game, which if you were, then God bless you, then your vibe, your mood probably is dimmed down a little bit because it didn't take long for that energy to change over in Pittsburgh because of this George Pickens situation. Following the Titans' victory, George Pickens took to Instagram on his Instagram story, and in a story he posted simply, "Free me, free me."
Yeah, at the very bottom of the Instagram story that he was posting, and very little words, it says, "Free me" on the bottom right.
Now, that can mean anything, but obviously the media is going to take it as maybe Pickens is frustrated in Pittsburgh. Maybe he's not happy in Pittsburgh.
I mean, coming off the Titans game where he's seen only 5 targets, caught 2 passes for -1 yard.
Yeah, he literally lost yardage this season,
He didn't gain a touchdown that he should have had.
which was his fault.
He had all that space, all that turf, all that grass, all that field for his foot to tap in there, and he wasn't able to execute that play.
So free me could mean anything. It could just mean like free the beast.
And it's not just
free George Pickens.
and
Free what I can do for you guys.
It's not just the Titans game. It also comes off for the Jaguars game as well. This whole week, he's only seen 5 targets in the Jags game, 1 catch, 22 yards. It was the only touchdown in the Jaguars game. In 2 games this whole week, he's only seen 10 targets for 3 catches for 21 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
George Pickens' involvement in this offense is almost non-existent. And in that factor, you can't really blame Pickens for being frustrated, which I think there is fuel to the fire. I think there is some smoke to the fire where people are saying that Pickens is frustrated. You've seen it on the sideline, man. He was just very down. His body language was very negative. He was just not all happy about what was going on with the Steelers game. Deontay scored a touchdown, and he was the only one on the sideline that was down in the dumps. Now, whether because he's jealous Deontay got the touchdown, I'm not going to say that. That's just making assumptions. But so is saying where he probably was just beating himself up that he didn't get the touchdown, that he didn't make that touchdown catch because he knew that was all his fault. He had a good 3 to 5 yard range to drag that foot in, drag that toe in, and he didn't. For whatever reason that is, I don't know. Laziness, maybe it was just his momentum, who knows? But he had the opportunity to score a touchdown, and he didn't, and that's all his fault. Maybe he's beating himself up because of that. But not only did he post "free me" on his IG story, for some reason, he would change his Steelers profile picture, take out everything Steelers related on his Instagram, and even apparently unfollow Kenny Pickett, Mike Tomlin, Deontay, and the Steelers offense official account.
And just various other Steelers players, as well as deleting all Steeler-related posts on his Instagram.
Now, he would later, very shortly, return each of these posts. These were archived, not manually deleted. They were archived, and he just reposted them, I suppose, on his Instagram. I don't know anything about Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. We are not on Instagram. In fact, I don't even know who dug into his Instagram to see this type of information. Like, honestly,
let me check after the game. Let me check, who he's following, who he's not following anymore. It's like I don't know who exactly has the time to do that, who has the energy to do that. If you're that type of person, quite honestly, and I'm being real to you, touch some grass.
It's weird, but clearly it brought us some news because the Free Me IG story, he put that out for everyone to see. But you got to manually search these players' Instagram to see if Pickens is following them or not. And then he was not. And now he is apparently.
Yeah.
So whatever was going on, it must have caught wind of Pickens, and he reposted everything Steelers related and started following Steelers related accounts, like players and their official account.
Yeah.
So
And that's not the only thing he did on his Instagram too, because this morning he went to his Instagram story again, but this time he talked about the actions he did yesterday on his Instagram and an Instagram story, and he responded to how fans acted with what he did, with what his actions kind of sort of told and caused. Exactly. You know, it was all havoc all around social media. He stated on his Instagram story and said, "Assumptions, LOL, over a picture that has none to do with football. 2 crying laughing emojis. Y'all need urgent care, LOL, prayer emoji."
He might be right on that, but that still begs the question: why was he unfollowing certain accounts?
Why did he archive all Steeler related posts from his Instagram?
What that tells me is it caught wind to him, or someone, possibly his agent, possibly Mike Tomlin, caught wind of this and told him to, I suppose, change it up. Or maybe he got a PR message from his agent or something. I don't know. But whatever he posted this morning, responding to everything, does not add up to what he originally posted.
No, it's a head scratcher. It leaves you questioning, then why, Pickens, why did you do these actions?
And honestly, because there's a poll in the chat for you guys, is George Pickens immature? And in my personal opinion, he is immature. And that is due to his youth, that is due to his attitude, and some of his personality. These were concerns coming out of Georgia, which is a main reason he fell 52nd overall to the Steelers last year.
Yeah, we even saw subtle glimpses of it last year during his rookie season, especially during the Falcons game when he wasn't seeing the ball thrown his way. He wasn't seeing a lot of targets. There was a video circling throughout Twitter last year where it was a very audible, you could read his lips. He audibly said, "Throw me the fucking ball."
Yes, and he ended that game with just 1 catch for 2 yards. So this is not new from George Pickens. This is a common concern, and it just so happens to be the fact that he is a Steelers wide receiver. We just can't escape wide receiver drama. We just can't.
No.
It's unfortunate, seriously, but regarding Pickens, he is immature. He needs to grow. I think that has to do with his youth, for sure. This is all
he just gotta learn to when it comes to his emotions, he's got to learn to hold back some reactions, or how to react accordingly and properly instead of immaturely.
Yes, he needs to attack these emotions properly and, most importantly, professionally. Now, the fact that he does have someone, think of Mike Tomlin how you want. Think of Mike Tomlin how you will. But he is a coach that will bring down players down to earth.
Yeah.
He's a motivator, a father figure to a lot of players.
No, because you remember, I think it was the Rams game when we came back from the bye week. There was a moment with George Pickens and even Deontay Johnson, and Tomlin even had to go over and kind of calm them down a little bit. He had them both kind of in a huddle.
Yeah.
And he was talking to both individuals about, keeping their cool.
That tells you Mike Tomlin is trying to cool his temper because he knows the character that George Pickens is. That is a concern. Yes, it is. I don't want to say it's a major concern yet. It's not. But like the Falcons game last year, it gave you glimpses that it could lead into a major issue. But is Pickens wrong for being frustrated? No.
Absolutely not.
Because it is okay to say he's immature. He needs to grow up, and, with his youth, hopefully he matures and he grows and he learns, right? Especially from a guy like Tomlin and a guy like Deontay, right? Because you don't see Deontay having many of these episodes either.
No.
So he does have a good support system around him to help him grow from an attitude and a mature aspect. So it is okay to say, yes, he's immature, but it's also okay to say that he is right to be frustrated. Honestly, man, and yes, I know that it's weird for us to say this, especially since we all endured the Antonio Brown situation. We all went through it. But I think wide receivers being frustrated is a little bit of an overreaction sometimes. Because as a wide receiver, you want to get involved. You are doing everything you can to try to benefit the team. And when you are not being thrown the ball, when you are getting open, when you are in mismatched matchups, and the ball's not being thrown to you.
And just pretty much a guy that we all know can back it up and has showcased what he can do on the field, and he knows he can back it up and he knows what he can do on the field, it's not hard to understand why he's frustrated, because if the ball's thrown his way, he's going to make those plays happen. When Pickens gets the ball in his hands, great things happen.
Yeah, very rarely does he make a mistake like he did versus the Titans. Very rarely. And I think that's a reason he's beating himself up as well, because he knew he could help this team. And I think everything that's going on with Pickens right now all stems from good spirits, good intentions.
It's just coming off in to some degree the wrong way.
It's coming off. It's in some ways it's being a little bit blown out of proportion. It's coming off as, oh, here we go, we got another Antonio Brown situation. We got another Steelers diva,
another prima donna at wide receiver for the Steelers.
It does come off that way, but I think all in all, it comes from good intentions from George Pickens, because he wants to help this team win. And I think when he's not being involved in the win, it might come off as selfish a little bit, but it also comes off as, man, like, yeah, we won, but I really want to help this team win. And because he knows he can help this team win. We all know the potential this guy has.
Yeah.
He is a Hall of Fame talent. Truthfully.
He's got rare talent and instincts and body control and just about everything else you want in a NFL wide receiver that is just not coachable.
Right.
He's got rare talent.
And he understands that. He knows that. Now, he might think he's better than what he thinks he is, but he knows he can help this team. We know he can help this team. We know the talent George Pickens is. George Pickens knows that himself. I think it all comes from good intentions by he wants to help this team win, and when he doesn't, he thinks he fails as a player. What he has to understand in the same boat is you're not going to have great games every week.
No. You're going to have, when it comes to NFL players, you're not going to be good every week all the time. You're going to have your down moments. You're going to have your down plays. You're going to have your mishaps. And that's just the norm. That's normal. You know, Big Ben Roethlisberger every week didn't sling it for 4 touchdowns and 350 yards. You know, he had himself a bad performance every now and then. You know, interception here, bad performance here, loss here, loss there. You know, it happens. It's all part of the sport. But that's what you can learn from. That's where you can grow from, especially as a young player in George Pickens.
Right. But at the same time, I will say, going back to his frustration, it does stem from the fact that he is with one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league right now, and definitely with one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league, and probably one of the worst offensive coordinators in NFL history.
Yeah.
So the fact that he has that surrounding him and that scheming the ball around to get him the ball, it's not good. It's not the best. It's not. It's every. You would understand why Pickens would be frustrated. He does not have a good quarterback offensive coordinator duo to help give him the ball and give him the chances to help this team.
Yeah.
To scheme the game around him. It honestly seems like since Deontay's come back, he's been the number one, as he's being paid for, and rightfully so. But it seems like Pickens is not getting to share himself when he should be.
And that's also a thing. I don't want to cut you off, but that's also a thing that Pickens also needs to understand as a young player and as a player in general in the NFL. Because Deontay's being paid all this money. We extended him for a reason, for a purpose, for him to be the number one for this team. And ever since he's come back from IR, the man has been busting his ass. The man has been making the most of every catch he's caught since being back to the team off IR.
Right.
Like, when you see Deontay play, it seems like he has this new sense of urgency or this new sense of profound football playing style to him. Like, he's been more of an impact player than he probably ever has in his Steeler career.
Yeah.
Like, he's been a big vocal point for this offense, for getting us down the field and making plays. And the majority of the time when he has the ball in his hands, the defense that he's going up against, they can't stop him. So if Kenny's looking at that and seeing that, you can kind of understand why Kenny's looking his direction, or why possibly Ken is drawing up some of the plays to help Deontay, or in order to get Deontay the ball.
Right.
Because defenses can't stop him because of how good he's been since he's came back from IR.
Yeah.
I think that's something that Pickens does need to understand at the same time. But again, at the same time, it should be up to Pickett and it should be up to Canada to try to get Pickens the ball so that the guy can execute just as well as Deontay.
What I see from this offense is we have 2 very good wide receivers.
There's no doubt about it.
2 great wide receivers.
There's no doubt about it.
Deontay has a newfound appreciation since coming back, and we know Pickens is incredible. Pickens was quietly having 100-yard games when Deontay was out, when he was the wide receiver 1. He had more 100-yard games than Deontay has in the last 2 years, I believe. Something like it feels that way at least. It looks that way on paper.
Yeah.
Pickens is incredible, and he should be involved. He deserves to be involved. You drafted him high. You know what you got in him. You got to use him. So I don't blame Pickens for being frustrated. I don't. He has Kenny throwing him the ball, and Kenny has been shit all year.
Yeah.
Even versus the Titans.
No, even versus the Jaguars, because there were 2 moments in both games. The Jaguars game I'm going to talk about first. He underthrew George Pickens on what should have been a surefire touchdown.
Yeah.
Kenny just didn't launch it like he should have, because Pickens had all that field, and it was underthrown. And then the Titans game, I think it was actually after the opening drive touchdown on the 3rd down.
On a cross route.
Pickett was wide open. He had all that field and arguably another freaking touchdown because of his yak yardage ability. But Kenny Pickett overthrew the ball like he never should have.
Yeah.
If you get those 2 plays involved with Pickens, we probably would not be talking about this right now.
And that's where we go back to, we understand Pickens' frustration, and we think wide receivers being frustrated might be a little blown out of proportion, because you're a wide receiver, you're getting open, and then your quarterback and your OC plays like shit.
Like perfect example.
They're not benefiting what you are providing them.
Perfect example right here. Devontae Adams and Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo has not been good for the Raiders, obviously. We all knew it was going to be happening. And Devontae's getting open. We all know how good Devontae Adams is, but Jimmy G's just not getting the guy the ball.
Yeah.
He's not targeting him. He's not throwing it accurately. And Devontae on the sideline, yeah, he's going to be pissed, and rightfully so, because Devontae knows what the hell he's all about.
Yes.
Just like Pickens knows what he's all about.
So any way you look at it, I think every way you look at it is right. Pickens is right for being frustrated because he's a great receiver. We know how good he is. We know how great he's going to be. He has that Hall of Fame potential. Truthfully, he's a fucking menace. Now, compared to other receivers, he has that level of impact and danger that we haven't seen from receivers recently. He just brings that vibe, that energy, that dominance to our receiving corps, to our offense. And we're not getting him involved the way we should. But at the same time, Pickens is also not executing when he was given the ball versus the Titans in the end zone. So I think he's beating himself up on that. But at the same time, he is also being immature, and the way he's handling it is not the right way to go.
Yeah,
it's very unprofessional, and it causes drama and havoc in the locker room.
And I think it's because...
And now when it comes to the media this upcoming week, as we prepare for the Packers, we already know what the main questions are going to be come Tomlin in his press conference and when Pickens is involved.
Yeah.
Is Pickens even going to get any media time? Is Pickens going to take any questions?
Yeah.
Or are the Steelers just going to try to avoid this and sweep this under the rug because of what Pickens has caused with this IG story?
And that's the problem right there. The way he acted on Instagram, it was not a good look for him, not for the team, not after a win we got not a win after going up against Tennessee, and it caused all the media to speculate and bring this up, and here we are talking about it right now.
Yeah,
like if he didn't do the Instagram actions, then this probably will not be as big of a deal.
No, absolutely not.
That's where Pickens is going to have to grow as a person and as a player at the same time.
Yes.
That's where he's going to have to learn to be mature and to be professional and to act properly and appropriately.
Right. He just needs to attack his emotions properly and professionally. These were the concerns coming out of Georgia, like we stated. His maturity issues, his attitude. We saw that last year. Now we're seeing it again this year. It is. I don't want to say it's not a major concern yet, but it is definitely stemming along the lines where it could lead into a big problem.
If it were to continue on throughout the rest of the year, then yeah, it's a concern.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's a concern at this point because we can completely understand why Pickens is frustrated.
Right.
But if he's going to be going on social media and acting this way, then absolutely his actions are going to be a big concern.
Right.
If it continues to happen.
So we do not blame Pickens for being frustrated. We don't. In fact, I hope this encourages Pickett and Canada to get Pickens involved more. Give him the football. And in that case, Pickens has to, and in most times, 9 times out of 10, he will absolutely execute. You know what you have in your wide receiver too.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's a great wide receiver. So no blame on him at all for the frustrations. It's the way he attacked his emotions, the way he attacked his frustrations. That was not needed. That was not the way to go. Talk to them privately, discuss it behind closed doors, whatever. Don't take it to social media. Whether this might not even be related to his frustrations. The free me might not even be related to his frustrations or anything, like he stated this morning.
Yeah.
But again, why did he unfollow certain accounts? Why did he take away his Steelers information off of IG? It's a little interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little interesting.
But again, like you stated, it could have been prevented if he just acted as a grown adult and just talked to the players and the coaches behind closed doors in the locker room. That's all it takes.
But
it's a simple conversation behind closed doors.
But as a person, as growing from a maturity and the attitude aspect, we do trust Pickens to grow. We do trust his surround system to help him out. Deontay is one of the better receivers when it comes to that. I mean, how many times you see Deontay blow a gasket? How many times you see Deontay get frustrated? It happens. Every wide receiver is going to get frustrated. When they don't make a play, they're going to be frustrated in themselves.
If they make a mistake, a turnover or whatnot. Deontay, he went 2 years without getting a freaking touchdown.
Right. But you didn't see him, throwing Gatorade on the sideline. You didn't see him punching Matt Canada or whatnot, right? You didn't see him go to IG or anything.
No altercations with players, reportedly true, which are not.
So hopefully Pickens looks at Deontay as a mentor in that factor. And of course, Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches in that aspect. Think of Tomlin as you will, as an NFL coach, as a winning coach, whatever, as the Steelers coach in his future. But when it comes to the players, he is definitely one of the best at bringing them down to earth and leveling them out and helping them in the future and helping them grow in every aspect whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we hope that will definitely help out Pickens in the long run, and hopefully this doesn't stem up anything worse to come. Again, this is his second straight year. He's kind of threw something along the sidelines.
Had a moment. He's had a moment.
He's had a moment. But again, I mean, wide receivers being frustrated is a little bit of overreaction. I know we saw that with AB, and we really disliked AB for it, but AB was selfish. He only cared about one thing. We know what that thing was. It was his stats.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted. He didn't care about winning. He wanted the statistics. Pickens, again, everything comes from good intentions. He might want his stats, yes. Wide receivers secretly, some won't admit it, wide receivers secretly will want their stats. They're going to want to blow up their stats, right? It's not going to happen every game, but Pickens is going to want to help this team win. He knows he can. And when he doesn't, he feels terrible about himself as a player, probably. And especially when the quarterback isn't helping him out and the OC isn't helping him out, again, the frustration it steams from every corner.
Yeah.
It all comes from good intentions. I do think that way when it comes to George Pickens. He just needs to attack everything properly in the future.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is too big of a story. I think some of it is definitely being blown out of proportion, and hopefully this is something that we look back at and laugh at in years' time.
Yeah, right.
That's my hope.
If anything that Pickens can learn from this, or what he can really take from this, is a true live and learn lesson.
Yeah. Pretty much. Right. So again, man, Pickens just needs to grow as a mature adult, as a football player, I suppose. But we all love Pickens here. We all want him to stay a Steeler.
And we want nothing but the best from the guy.
Absolutely. And we all want him to get involved because we know how good he is. So get the guy involved. Pickens just needs to settle himself down. Simple as that. I don't agree with benching the guy. Why would you bench Pickens? Who's your next receiver? Who's your next receiver? Unless you're saying bench Kenny. Actually, when it comes to that statement, I don't blame anyone for saying it at this point. Kenny sucks.
No,
Kenny sucks.
Kenny's been pretty underwhelming.
Kenny absolutely sucks.
All year, he hasn't lived up to the first round pedigree. He hasn't lived up to the hype that we all kind of gave him based off of what he did in his rookie season and the second half of his rookie season.
Right.
He hasn't lived up to it. Poor execution. More so this past week against the Jags in Tennessee. It just ain't looking good for Kenny Pickett. week by week, it's growing even more worrisome about the guy's future and the future at quarterback for this team.
Yes.
It's a big worrisome type of thing.
Yeah, because Kenny, I can't tell you. Maybe the Raiders game. Maybe. That's only because he threw 2 touchdowns for the first time and the only time in his career.
Only time thus far, yeah.
When he had other opportunities and how many other games the past couple of weeks where he could have had extra touchdowns. 2 Pickens. One of them was Pickens' fault, yes. But underthrowing Pickens, underthrowing Calvin Austin, missing Connor Hayward in the end zone, underthrowing Allen Robinson when he missed Connor Hayward and elected to throw to Robinson instead.
Yeah.
These are opportunities that Pickett is absolutely failing. It's the execution that he is not providing at all.
Like, because if there's one thing I can give praise to Kenny is the fact that he's not turning over the ball. Thank goodness he's not turning over the ball. Because if he was turning,
he's lucky.
If he was turning over the ball, then it would look even more worse. The fact that he's not is a positive. I'll give him that. But the fact that you're not turning over the ball, but you're still not executing when you should be, then that's still a problem.
Right. And
you got one check down. You got one check down. You just got to work on the other.
Yeah.
And he really hasn't.
And I see a lot of people being clouded by comeback Kenny or Kenny comeback or Kenny game winner, whatever you want to call him.
He pulled off his 7th fourth quarter comeback for the team in his career.
And yes, that sounds great. It does. But if you think about it.
If you look more into it.
If you think about it, the only reason he has. I don't want to say the only reason, but especially this year, the main reason he has those comeback victories this year is because he couldn't execute in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah. If
he executed in the first 3 quarters, he wouldn't have these game-winning drives. It's good that he has that in his veins and he has that clutch aspect.
But it shouldn't always have to come down to that type of moment because he himself, the majority of the time this year, he's putting himself in that situation.
Yeah, and he's not going to get that opportunity every game. If this happens against elite competition, if we somehow win the division and make the playoffs, and this the exact same game he had against the Titans happens in the playoffs against an elite team, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Bills, whoever, he's not going to get that fourth quarter chance.
No.
That's the problem. He's not going to get this every time. It's inexcusable for Kenny to be playing like shit the first 3 quarters just to wake up in the fourth and go perfect, go elite, I suppose. Competent at least in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Why? That makes no sense.
For some reason, he feels like making his throws in the fourth quarter. For some reason, he feels like throwing a touchdown in the fourth quarter. But the first 3 quarters, forget about it. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You can do it in 1 quarter, but you can't do it for the first 3 of the game.
No.
Like, setting the tone early in the game is very important nowadays in the league.
Yeah.
You have to do it. It's a must. You can't always come back from behind. You're not going to do that every game, and you're not going to have that chance every game.
No. It's not going to happen all the time. Pickett has just been very terrible this year. It's as simple as that. There's no defending him. There's no excuses. There's no rib injury when he was doing it versus the Jags before he got hurt.
No, and that's not another excuse. Kenny had injured ribs coming into the Titans game. I didn't see him weaving in pain. I didn't see him acting hurt on the sidelines or on the field. He seemed real good.
So there's no injury blame issues. There's not even many drop passes issues. It's more inaccuracy in his part. And there's absolutely no Matt Canada blame. There's not. We gave Matt Canada a little bit of praise for what he did on during the Titans. He called what I thought was the game of his life. It wasn't without error. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty. But it definitely wasn't elite. It wasn't best. Not even close.
But compared to his previous games that he's called, knocked it out of the park.
And the execution was not there for a second straight week, and it stems mainly from Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, the past 2 games, Canada has actually called solid, I'll even say stellar type of games. If I had to give him anything. Solid.
Well, what's
solid
stellar?
play calling games.
What's stellar from Matt Canada?
The play designs that he's drawn up for Deontay Johnson, the run game that was very successful against Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing good at those aspects.
Stellar, when Matt Canada looks at stellar in the dictionary, the word is actually decent. So we'll put it that way. But yes, Matt Canada has been a little better at calling the shots, calling for the offense. That does not mean we're changing our tone on the bald bastard. That does not mean he should be retained for another year. That does not mean he should return. That does not mean we are Matt Canada fans anymore. No. This is still factual.
Yeah,
Okay?
this ain't going anywhere.
At the end of the day, this is still the chant, no matter what.
And the truth.
He needs to go, point blank.
But the past 2 games, Canada has had solid play calling type of games. It's just that the execution on offense ain't there, and that big problem mainly comes from Kenny Pickett.
Because this team goes as far as Kenny goes, and he's going down, very down.
I always say with this team, the only way is up. The only way you can go is up.
But Kenny,
and that goes for Kenny Pickett just as much.
I don't think Kenny's going up.
No, he's going down.
So I'll use my phone. So last year Kenny was like this, right? Consider this up and positive. This is negative, right?
Yeah.
And now he's kind of like opposite. It literally reversed. And I got a bad feeling it's just gonna, like the Titanic, and it's gonna
continue to sink.
That's what I'm getting with Kenny. I'm not gonna let no fourth quarter comeback blind me from the fact that he's shit throughout the first 3 quarters, and he's not gonna get that chance every time. He's not. Kenny sucks. Simple as that. And here I am still sporting his Kenny Pickett towel. Because truthfully, man, as long as Kenny is the quarterback, I'm going to root for him. Why would I ever root for my quarterback to fail? I don't care who the quarterback is. If it's Mitch, if it's Mason, if they want to bring back Landry Jones, for fuck's sake. I don't care who's the quarterback. Whoever is under center, whoever is throwing the football is going to get my 100% support. But I, as a fan, a paying customer, am going to critique that I'm not satisfied with what you are offering us.
Yeah.
It's shit. It's absolutely shit. From a second-year quarterback, we expected a jump. You're on a trampoline and it's not even moving. It's sinking.
Right now, it's like he's got his feet in quicksand.
Exactly.
He's not trying to get out either.
So, it's very upsetting, actually. Disappointing, truthfully. Maybe he continues to grow throughout the year. That's all we want.
That's all we want, is that's the only hope that we can have for this offense.
Because there's still no expectation from this offense, regardless of them having a decent performance overall versus the Titans. The run game especially. Deontay especially.
Yeah.
But there's still no expectation from nobody because they're never consistent, and there's no reason for them for us to think that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all on Kenny, truthfully. It really is. It's all on Kenny's shoulders if he can grow as a quarterback. That's where it all stands, man. That's where it all stands. And again, going back to Pickens, we understand his frustration in that factor. If a wide receiver has a shitty quarterback, yeah, he's going to be frustrated because he knows how good he is, and he knows that his quarterback is not as good as the receiver. So, why would I want to play for your sorry ass?
Yeah.
I don't.
Because these wide receivers, Pickens and Deontay, they got these guys beat. Austin, with his deep threat ability, he's got these guys beat.
And Pickens just ain't doing nothing there. It's not. It's really terrible. And I know they're going to want to try to give the ball, put the ball in Kenny's hands and hope he grows. But truthfully, we just got to continue running the rock. That'll give Kenny some extra confidence. And in my honest opinion, man, this is just how I feel. I want to see him grow, but I got to say, I don't trust Kenny throwing the football for the majority of the game. I don't. So in that case...
that's the problem, because it's a passing league.
It's a passing league, absolutely.
It's a passing league, and when the run game's not working, we should have to rely on Kenny Pickett and his arm. We should have to rely on Kenny Pickett and his ability to throw touchdowns and his accuracy to his wide receivers. We should be able to rely. We should have that confidence to rely on Kenny Pickett. But at the moment, we don't.
No, from what we watched all season, we don't have that confidence until we see it.
Yeah.
If we want to say, he's going to have a better game versus the Packers. Well, why should I believe that? He only has 6 touchdowns this year.
How can we
6?
How can we say that if he's not even having a good season, bro?
Kenny has 6 touchdowns this season in 8 games. He's not even averaging 1 a game.
No.
He is easily one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I hate to say that about my quarterback, but it's the truth. Kenny is very disappointing. He needs to step it up. I'm not even going to give him the benefit of the doubt of he needs a better O-line. He needs a better OC because he had some confidence in both factors on Thursday, and he still failed.
Yeah.
It's all on Kenny. He needs to grow in the pocket. He needs to grow with his arm, which is already weak. He has a weak arm. He doesn't have a lot of arm talent. His accuracy at least needs to grow. His accuracy at least needs to get better. You're not going to improve your arm strength. You're not going to improve your throwing power.
No, that's just not possible.
You just got to improve your accuracy.
Your decision-making, your accuracy, your time in the pocket, your composure in the pocket.
The fundamentals.
You can work on that. If you work on that, then we're probably looking at a solid starting quarterback.
If I'm going to give Kenny some positive, he has grown a little bit in the pocket. He's not bailing as much as he used to, and he is stepping up more than what we typically would see. I will give him that. I saw that in the Titans game. That was an evident growth, but everything else still lacks.
Yeah.
So Kenny needs to step it up.
Big time. Because
it all falls on him, man.
And again, this team goes as far as Kenny goes. And I think the past two games were pretty evident. Because honestly, we should have won the Jags game if the execution was there. That way we would have scored more points. And we arguably should have scored more points against Tennessee.
Yeah. Absolutely should have scored more points than Tennessee. We at least had 14 points off the board. 7 from Pickens, but especially Kenny, though. Especially Kenny.
Just work on it, man. Just work.
Exactly. I put a poll in the chat for you guys. Do you blame Pickens for being frustrated? 130 votes, and most of you guys, 53% say no. I don't blame him either. Again, it's okay to say that we don't blame him for being frustrated, but it's also okay to say that he is being immature and he's going about it the wrong way. Simple as that. Both opinions are right, in my opinion. Both opinions are okay. Both opinions are good. This team is going nowhere as long as Tomlin is still around, says Truth Pigeon. I couldn't agree more.
That's also true. That's also a true statement.
We are not winning another Super Bowl under Mike Tomlin, so as long as he's the head coach, just anticipate a potential winning season, maybe a lucky playoff berth, and a one-and-done situation. That's it. That's it. We would be incredibly lucky to get that this year.
I mean, considering that every game we've been outgained.
Out yardage,
you know, even more so than the Denver Broncos. And we are the only team in history, like the 34th team or whatnot, you know, to be outgained in every game. But we are the lone team to have a winning record.
Yes.
I don't know how that's the case. I don't know how that's possible.
Mike Tomlin, for some reason, finds a way, and that's not even a good thing. That's not me giving him any praise. That's not a good thing. It's not. It's not.
You're getting outgained every game, but somehow you have a winning record.
But I will say, versus the Titans, the area where the offense was not outgained in was the rushing game.
Yeah.
We easily had our best rushing performance all year. Jaylen Warren had a career game in yardage, 88 yards, leading the team for a second straight week in yardage.
Yeah.
88. He was the reason we got to the one which helped give Deontay the touchdown. That fucking spin move and running towards the right sideline, leaping for what would have been a touchdown, almost a touchdown. Shout out to Project Jones, blocking the right side, flattening Jeffrey Simmons to give him all the edge in the world. My God, man. Najee had another great game. 69 yards and a touchdown, arguably his best game of the year. It wasn't a season high in yardage, but he did add another touchdown.
Yeah.
One of our few touchdowns of the game.
The opening drive touchdown at that.
And the run game was incredible. The best game we seen from the ground game all year, easily. I think we got to continue to run with it, especially since Kenny keeps shit in the bed.
Yeah.
And the main reason why the run game was so efficient is because of Broderick motherfucking Jones.
Yep.
Swear joy.
A first-round pick who started at right tackle, surprisingly, kind of out of the blue for us Steelers fans when we first heard the news that he was starting at right tackle because Chooks was reportedly banged up, but he later revealed that he got benched for some sort of comments that he stated in the Jags game. I don't know exactly what he stated that got Tomlin to say, you know what, you're not playing against the Titans, you're being benched, and I'm having my rookie start over you. I don't know what he stated, but it must have been something pretty freaking bad.
Well, whatever it was, I don't care what it was. Just, I don't care what side you put Broderick Jones on, preferably the left side.
Yeah.
But in one game at right tackle, which he doesn't have a ton of experience in. Now, he was flip-flopping back and forth at left and right at Georgia, but he has more starting and playing experience at left tackle.
Yeah, that's why we state that the man is, in our eyes, a more pure left tackle than a right tackle. But even in his first start at right tackle, the man had an absolute stellar performance.
One pressure allowed. One pressure.
Talk about lockdown.
And at right tackle, with not a ton of playing experience at that position, not a ton of in-game experience at right tackle.
Going up against Harold Landry on that side.
He was leagues better than Chuck Okorafor, who's been blocking down that starting position for the last 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing. Broderick Jones on either side is better than Dan Moore and Chuck Okorafor. Easily. League's better.
And it continues to show and tell that Broderick needs to be a starter on this offensive line.
This guy should never see the bench again. He should not even look at it.
No. The man needs to be a starter.
If Mike Tomlin, for some reason, benches Broderick Jones again, there needs to be a riot. There needs to be something. There needs to be a start Broderick chant. I'm serious. Why the fuck would you ever sit this guy? He played lights out versus the Ravens in his first career start at left tackle. Then you benched him because Dan Moore got healthy. And then for whatever reason, you benched Chucks and started Broderick Jones in his second career start, his first career start at right tackle.
He shows you again that
this guy
there's a reason. He showed you again that there was a reason why you traded up to select this man.
This guy is a future core piece. He's a future franchise guy on either side. Honestly, man, at this point, I don't care what side they put him on because he's shown enough that he can lock down either side. I still feel more confident they should put him at left, but the fact that he performed way better than Chucks has in one game and not having as much game experience as Chucks has at that position tells me, hey, just play the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Play the guy. Play the dog.
Literally, dog.
He's a beast, dude. I have never been so happy, so confident, so enthused about an offensive lineman for a long time. For a very long time. Literally since the Goon Squad.
It takes me back to you and I during the draft process and how many times we preached and pounded the table of getting more so a left tackle, but a tackle in general, because our tackles were not doing their job. They weren't good, and we needed a true core piece on the offensive line.
Dude,
we were pounding the table nonstop. We
looked
looked at other positions. We looked at cornerback. We looked at linebacker, positions like that, but our eyes never left.
Dude, you go back to our mock drafts.
Our main priority was always tackle.
You go back to our mock drafts in the offseason, all but one mock draft was left tackle.
In the first round.
That was it. All but one. All but one. And that one was cornerback, which was Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
We got him at 32. Thank you, Chicago.
Yeah, we got both. It all worked out in our favor. King Khan made it work. But
Broderick Jones, man, we were so...
Takes me back to our reaction to when the Steelers made the trade. And when the announcement was made that Broderick Jones is a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Because we knew they had to make a move. You cannot stick with another year of Dan Moore and Chucks as your tackles. You can't.
And Broderick, in this season, starting 2 games... both at the tackle positions and having stellar performances, being consistent in those 2 starts, just makes it even that much more sweeter.
Yeah.
And it shows that this man needs to be a starter ASAP. You shouldn't even hesitate. You shouldn't even think. You shouldn't even double think about it.
It makes you wonder, why didn't he play any sooner? And the same thing is going to be said about Joey Porter Jr. Man, I'll tell you what, these rookies shined versus the Titans. They shined in the Titans game.
Yeah.
And I mean all the rookies. Broderick Jones and Joey Porter Jr. are going to get the majority of the attention, and rightfully so. But Keanu Benton was lights out. He's been incredible in limited action. He needs to start seeing more playing time opposite of Cam Hayward. Darnell Washington is a phenomenal blocker. We need to start using him more in similar ways we did versus the Titans, where he was able to get lead blocks for our running backs or even on some screen passes. I mean, it was very helpful. I still remember we ran a screen with Warren. We had Washington as the lead block on that screen, and Warren went for a first down.
Yeah.
Washington's been lights out in the blocking game, which is why we drafted him.
Oh, Washington was a big part. Was a big key part in blocking for Najee's touchdown.
Yeah. Same thing with Broderick Jones as well.
Of course.
watch that play again.
Yeah, exactly. You look at that
Bulldogs,
play,
man.
they were side by side. The Georgia Bulldog duo and Broderick and Darnell, they were side by side on that play. We need to see more of that, especially if we're going to have to rely on the running game. If Keddy's not getting the plays done, we're going to have to rely on the running game. We're going to have to rely on Warren and Najee. The way to do that is to get the freaking run-blocking duo, the Georgia Bulldog duo, paired together, because those two alongside, because we've seen how they were at the college level. Now they're bringing it to the NFL level, to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're going to need something positive on this offense, okay?
Yes.
We need something positive. Those guys can bring it with their blocking ability.
Not just that, but I'll even throw this name out there. How about Darius Rush on defense?
Yeah, and he wasn't even a draft selection of ours.
He wasn't. We gripped him up from the Chiefs practice squad to take over Desmond King's spot, and he's seen a lot of action versus the Titans. I forget how many snaps it was. It was like 20 to 30 snaps. The majority of it was in the slot, and he looked really good, man. You know, his name wasn't called a lot outside of him dropping a would-be game-winning interception. Thankfully, Quan
No,
took
but
that.
I did see him on the defense more so than James Pierre, which is kind of eye-opening to me, considering Pierre has been the veteran backup. He's been the veteran type of rotational piece at cornerback for us, but we decided to play Rush there a little bit.
I think we need to start playing them more. I think the fact we just need to play all these rookies more, including Nick Herbig.
Yeah, in rotations.
Nick Herbig has been great the last few weeks. He's such a good rotational guy. It's going to help out keep I almost said James Harrison, TJ Watt, and Alex Highsmith healthy and fresh, especially when it comes to the end of the game.
Yeah.
So and plus you can always mix in like they did on the last play of the game where they had Watt blitz interior against the center when Quan got that interception.
Yeah.
You can put Herbig or Marcus Golden outside and still blitz Highsmith or Watt interior. It's a fucking mismatch. They
Big
can't
mismatch.
stop that.
Big mismatch.
The secondary, believe it or not, still sucks. Outside of Joey Porter Jr., the secondary still sucks. We don't know when we're getting Minka back. So you got to get to the quarterback as much as you can.
You're going to have to rely on your blitz packages. You got to rely on your front seven.
Yeah. Plus, you lost your coverage linebacker. He's not a coverage linebacker, but the way they scheme it, he's their coverage linebacker. You lost your coverage linebacker for the rest of the year. Cole Holcomb is out for the rest of the year with a knee injury.
Yeah, their main starting inside linebacker. He suffered a serious knee injury. You know, some friendly fire from Keanu Neal after a first down was picked up. And if you look at the footage, the video, it does not look pretty.
It's so if you guys didn't see it, Keanu Neal's shin hits directly fast at Holcomb's knee, and it hyperextends it, and God knows what else.
Yeah, and
it
Holcomb
was filthy.
Holcomb had to be carted out of off the field and off the stadium.
Right, and he was released from the hospital the day after, but he will require surgery. And he's expected to make a full recovery, so he should be back next year. But it sucks to see a guy like Cole Holcomb go for the rest of the year because we thought he's been very solid.
Yeah.
He's had a very good year. Already better than any linebacker we had last year, which is the linebacker group alone has been completely revamped throughout the...
And much more progression and impact and just overall real good playing time from these guys.
And that's not just because of Holcomb. That's due to Quan Alexander, who's going to see more playing time. He'll see more starts. Atlanta Roberts been excellent in the run support, and expect to see more of Mark Robinson. I would say keep Quan. They're going to start Quan and Atlanta Roberts.
Yeah.
But I would swap in Mark Robinson and Atlanta Roberts on rundowns.
Yeah, the rotations that you kind of did with Holcomb and Alexander, or even Alexander and Roberts, or Holcomb and Roberts, whatever, you know, the rotations that you did with the main three, you can still do and get Mark Robinson kind of involved in there in some blitz packages with his speed.
Absolutely blitz packages.
Make him work on his run game and everything right there, especially the blitz packages, because that man has lightning fast speed. You get him down in there, and if he's untouched, man, he's going to be targeting that quarterback.
Yeah.
No, in the NFL nowadays, he'll probably be called roughing the freaking passer, unfortunately. But you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would absolutely keep Atlanta Roberts in on rundown situations. He's excellent at that. He's easily our best run defending linebacker. Very much like a Vince Williams is what he reminds me of.
Big time.
But swap him and Robinson out on downs to keep them fresh, give Robinson more experience is a big opportunity for him. And we all trust Quan Alexander. He's having a great year.
Yeah.
A career resurgence, I suppose. And he was the only guy that wanted to catch an interception on that last drive for the Titans, thankfully.
Yeah. Again, the whole inside linebacker play has been much more impactful and significant than previous years.
It just sucks to see Holcomb go down because he's such a likable player. You know, he's been very good this year, man. Not a lot of negative, not any negative really when it comes to
a very
Holcomb.
quiet season for the Steelers. You know, he had a very fine season up until his injury.
Yeah.
You know,
and I hate to be this guy, but this could have been absolutely avoided if you stopped putting linebackers on receivers.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
You put
because
Cole Holcomb on DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think was going to happen? What do you think? Holcomb was going to lock him down and everything?
Now, no one was going to anticipate an injury, a freak accident like that, but you know, it's a scheming problem. It's a Mike Tomlin
especially
problem.
on a 3rd and long.
It's a Mike
That
Tomlin
was a 3rd and
problem.
long play too. Like that's something you don't do.
Right.
That's just stupid.
That's a Mike Tomlin issue right there.
Now with Holcomb out though, because we had 4 inside linebackers: Holcomb, Alexander, Roberts, and Robinson. Now that he's out for the season, we now only have 3. I would imagine that they bring in another inside linebacker for a tryout to fill that 4th inside linebacker role.
Yeah, because they're going to want to keep Ford. They could always incorporate Keanu Neal as a linebacker. He has that hybrid experience
They could do that.
with Dallas.
That's an option.
They could always, experiment with that.
Maybe they bring back a Nick Kwiatkowski if he's still available, or a Tanner Muse just to fill that special teams role, that 4th inside linebacker role if they're still available, because they were here for the preseason and training camp and everything. So they'd be familiar faces and just an option and just a guy that can fill that 4th depth piece role there.
Yes, because obviously with Holcomb out for the year and going to need season-ending surgery, he's going to be placed on IR. It's going to open a roster spot. They're probably going to fill that position with somebody. Who that is, time will tell. But
yeah,
it sucks to see. But going back to our point, you lost your coverage linebacker. It could be Quan. Quan's a decent coverage linebacker, actually.
Yeah.
I still don't like certain matchups.
At the moment, he's definitely our best option.
But you also can't avoid it. But you got to help out the secondary. You got to help the coverage down the field.
Yeah.
And that's with blitzing certain guys. And using Watt or Highsmith interior is going to help a lot. So incorporate more of Nick Herbig. Incorporate more of Marcus Golden in that as well. But I think all these rookies need to see more playing time. They've all deserved it. You see how many teams in the NFL are succeeding from playing their rookies. The Lions, the Texans. Many other teams I'm probably forgetting. But those 2 are the most absolute evident. Especially the Lions. My goodness.
Yeah, you want to talk about impactful? Holy crap! Just about
God.
every rookie in their draft class is making an impact.
Right, but so are ours. Broderick Jones has been lights out. Joey Porter Jr. outside of the penalties and outside of the tackling. That needs to grow. I'm hoping that comes with time.
Those are definitely a work in progress.
But outside of that, his coverage has been outstanding. What are his stats?
Locked down.
What are his stats? He targeted 5 times.
DeAndre Hopkins, when Porter was in coverage, Hopkins was targeted 5 times. He only allowed 1 catch.
1 catch.
Just 1. Continues to show week by week that he's locked down.
And Porter, man, he went to Tomlin himself on Tuesday and said, I want 10. I want Hopkins. Wherever he goes, I go. Keep me locked on Hopkins. And you've seen that in the Titans game. Typically, they would keep Joey Porter on the left side and have Peterson opposite on the right. Well, when Hopkins would motion from left to right, Porter would follow.
Yeah.
The Steelers' defensive backs never do that. They always stay on their side, which is why Hayden or Nelson or whoever never left their position.
They never moved. They never moved.
They never followed the number 1s. They stuck with who they were up against on their own side. Porter thankfully went to Tom is like, give me Hopkins. Wherever he goes, I follow. And that was the best thing we could have done.
Yeah.
Because when Hopkins didn't go up against Joey Porter Jr., it was always a scare. It was.
Like, I like Porter, man, to go to his coach and preach that way, even him being a rookie, to preach that way. For the Steelers to kind of go out of their comfort zone and let that happen and let a rookie do that. You know,
because they were hesitant, obviously. But thankfully, they have enough trust in JPJ.
It's something I want to see more of for the rest of the season.
Well, here's how I view it, right? A rookie, Joey Porter Jr. said, I want Hopkins. You let him follow Hopkins on the defense. And he delivered. Well, guess what? I'm trusting him the whole way.
Yeah.
I'm trusting him no matter what. Yes, he struggles with penalties. He struggles with tackling. He had five penalties in the Titans game, which should have been only 4 because the holding at the end of the game on Hopkins was even catchable. It was more of a Hopkins touching. It was not a holding on Porter towards the end of the game, but he did have 4 prior penalties in the game. 3 of them were on the Titans' first drive. 3 of them. That's a concern.
Yeah.
Now, 2 of them were on the same play. It was an offside and illegal hands to the face. Porter must have overreacted and panicked when he knew he fucked up on the offside, so he had to recover somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that comes with time. The face mask, when he couldn't bring down the ball carrier, is also concerned because he can't tackle. In fact, that play, if he tackled him, it would have been at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Instead, he let the ball carrier pretty much carry him, and he had to commit a penalty to bring him down. Those are issues with Porter, and hopefully that comes with time. He needs to bulk up. He needs to build a little bit. You know who his dad is?
Yeah.
Do you know who his uncles are? Uncle Ike, Uncle Debo.
Yeah, and they'll let him hear it. They'll let him hear it.
They'll let him hear it. They're going to, because come on, how are you Joey Porter Jr.'s son and you don't know how to tackle? I know you play different positions, but you got it. It's in the blood.
Especially a guy of his size and his arm length. Like, those should be a big assist when it comes to tackling. And
you're so right.
That's probably his worst trait outside the penalties, but tackling is definitely his worst trait. But that's a work in progress. I firmly believe and I'm confident that he'll work on that. But no doubt about it, without a shadow of a doubt, he is our best coverage corner.
He is our cornerback 1.
At this point, he has been locked down.
He has been locked down. He's been lights out, and hopefully he stays that way. Hopefully he doesn't get too much in his head about what's going on, and he stays humble, and he just continues to play this way. But as of now, all these rookies, Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr., Keanu Benton, Darnell Washington, Nick Herbig, Darius Rush, were incredible versus the Titans. They've been playing lights out with any given playing time, and they deserve more playing time. They need it. Broderick Jones should not see the bench. Don't even let him sit on it. Give him his own little King of the Ring throne pedestal.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, don't let him sit on the bench. He needs to start. Joey Porter Jr. is already our starting cornerback, so he's going to keep playing. Keanu Benton needs more time with Hayward. Darnell Washington needs more reps. And honestly, man, I feel like when Freiermuth comes back, that shouldn't scare the Steelers away from running Washington off the field.
No.
Now, they do incorporate a lot of 2-3 tight end sets. We saw that versus the Titans. They were incorporating Roddy Williams and Connor Hayward. They were incorporating Washington and Connor Hayward, or Washington and Williams. Well, when Muth comes back, they can still incorporate those certain guys, but I would incorporate Muth more in the slot and keep Washington lined up at tight end.
Yeah. Just use these guys, utilize them to the best of their ability. Use their traits, use their best traits against the opposing defenses.
Yeah.
We all know how reliable Muth is as a weapon, as a target when he's healthy. And Darnell Washington, the guy is more than capable of blocking. It should not be opposite day when it comes to tight end. You shouldn't have Muth block. That's not Muth's game.
No.
That's not his style.
Use him the way the Jags use Ingram. Now, Ingram's a lot more faster than Muth, easily.
And more fluid.
He's a little bit more of an athlete, but you can use Muth in the slot and keep Washington in at tight end as extra pass pro. It'll give Kenny more time. It'll help out the run game a lot.
Yeah.
So play these rookies more. Even when these guys are back or healthy or disciplined, that's no reason to stop playing these rookies. Keep playing them.
No, at this point, we're heading into week 10. At this point, there should be no hesitation with your rookies anymore. No hesitation.
No fear. Sell me at them.
Get these guys involved. Get these guys more reps, more playing time, even starts at this point. Some of these rookies deserve some starts, if not already.
Yes. So they absolutely deserve more playing time, 100%. And hopefully that will come with as the games go on. But thankfully tomorrow we don't have to watch Steelers football. We don't have to watch Structural Steelers football. We already got 2 editions of that in 1 week. And they got a rebound win in Heinz Field. So if you're feeling good about it, then that's good for you. That's good for you. But the win still doesn't change much of the season. Doesn't change much of anything.
Our input on the team and
certain players or certain people
and execution,
or even just the end game for the season. Doesn't change
it's probably
anything.
The Titans game is probably the most comfortable win we've had all season. but it still didn't come without errors.
The only positive that the win has for us is it keeps us in the bout for the AFC North.
Which is crazy.
Somehow, someway. If the Ravens lose versus the Seahawks tomorrow, hopefully they do. I might even take the Seahawks money line.
Seattle helped out big time last week against Cleveland.
They did.
Let's hope they can do it again tomorrow.
But the Ravens need to keep losing, and the Steelers got to somehow, some way keep lucking out victories to have a chance in the AFC North. The AFC North is actually the only division, as of now, could change tomorrow, to have. They're the only division to not have a team with a losing record yet. It's weird. As it stands this week, it's weird. I don't understand it.
That may just speak more about, how bad the division is, more so.
Oh, yeah, it speaks more about.
Although, no losing record, yada, yada. But, I think it goes to show more of how kind of lackluster the division is if you look more into it.
No losing record. No losing record. I have so many ways to kind of retract that, but I'll hold off. I'll hold off when it comes to Mike Tomlin. I'll hold off. I've already spoken my piece earlier this season, and I don't trust him throughout the rest of the season. I don't trust him throughout the rest of his tenure in Pittsburgh, but I'll hold off my already said feelings for now, I suppose.
Until it's probably appropriate for it to come back up.
It will be. It will be. It's not appropriate now, but we all know the reactions and the opinions still stand the same.
It's a cycle. It's a freaking cycle when it comes to this team.
I don't. It's a cycle.
The cycle that ends in the same outcome.
Yeah, and I don't care even if we pull out victories. It doesn't change anything this season. It doesn't. So, Twins pull up the rest of the schedule. Okay, got you, Cobb. I know we got the Packers, and then we got 2 straight away games after that. Let's do a final. I don't want to say final. Let's do a quick little.
Yeah, 5-3, obviously. We got the Packers next week at Heinz Field.
I'll say that's a win.
Then we got.
So that's 6-3.
Then we got the Cleveland Browns after that in Cleveland, our second matchup this year.
That is. See, they almost beat us last time, but that's because Chubb went down.
Yeah.
We would have lost that game if Chubb never got hurt. We still almost lost that game. What am I saying? The defense won us that game.
Defense won
2
us.
touchdowns.
And I guess it could really depend if Watson is healthy enough.
Watson sucks.
But, yeah, he sucks. Watson is not living up to that money.
Fuck it. 7-3.
Then after that, we got the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's
our first matchup against the Bengals, and that's in Cincinnati.
That's a loss.
Then we got the Arizona Cardinals back at home.
That's a fucking trap game.
That should be a win. That should be. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to be healthy in time. It could be Clayton Tune at quarterback because Dobbs ain't there no more. He's a Viking. So that's kind of up in the air because despite Arizona's record and how they've looked, they're more competitive than what their record shows.
Kind of. I mean, I know their offense struggles.
Their offense absolutely struggles.
7-4.
And then after that, we got the New England Patriots Thursday Night Football.
8-4.
Then after that is the Indianapolis Colts.
9-4.
In Indianapolis. We always have their number. It's always been the case. I mean, last year, we beat them Monday night. So after that, we got the Bengals for a second time in Heinz Field. I'm sorry.
What the fuck did you just say?
Hey, you did it too. I don't want to hear it.
9-5.
Yeah, we split with Cincinnati. Then after that, we go all the way to Seattle to face the Seahawks.
We haven't beat Seattle in a long time in Seattle.
I don't think...
9-6.
Have we ever?
I don't know if we ever.
Yeah.
9-6.
Yeah. And then we got the Baltimore Ravens for our second meeting in Baltimore.
9-7.
9-7?
I might be generous with the upcoming wins. I don't know.
9-7. Hold on, no, that's not right because of the extra week. Hold on, you said win against the Packers. So that's 6-3. Win against the Browns. 7-3. Then 7-4 Bengals.
7-4.
Then Cardinals 8-4. Patriots 9-4. Colts 10-4.
10-4.
Then Bengals 11.
Whoa, 10. Time out. We're not getting double-digit wins this year.
Well, you're saying win right here.
Packers win.
Okay, 6-3. You got me confused. Browns.
Fuck, it's in Cleveland. We lose.
Okay, so it wouldn't surprise me. 6-4. Cincinnati.
Lose versus Cincinnati.
6-5.
Win versus Arizona.
7-5.
Beat Patriots.
8-5.
Beat Colts.
9-5.
Lose versus Bengals.
Oh, so we get swept.
Well, they arguably should have swept us last year.
Yeah, so that was... I just lost count. Damn it. That was what? 9-5. 9-6, yeah.
Lose versus Seattle.
9-7.
And lose versus Baltimore.
9-8. Damn. We kind of shit the bed the rest of the way.
Well, it won't be the first time.
We should, yeah.
Who remembers 2018?
Yeah.
Who remembers 2020?
We were 8-5, then we went 8-8, and then we were 11-0, and then 12-4. So, yeah, it won't surprise me.
Yeah. We're gonna leave hell here in December. Well, we got a whole month for that, and that was a long time ago. This team is not what it used to be.
Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
9 more games, we could pull this out. Both Kenny Pickett needs to step up and grow up. Hopefully he can. We're all rooting for him. Just because we're speaking negatively on our quarterback doesn't mean we want him to fail.
No.
It's just, well, we got to speak the truth.
It's tough love. Again, it's tough love at the end of the day.
You know what? Okay, so I'm going to end the poll. Do you blame Pickens for being frustrated? The majority of you guys say no, 53%. So is he immature? Yes. Do you blame him for being frustrated? No. Both,
Not one bit.
Both are true. Both are right. Do you think Kenny can be fixed? Kenny needs to fix himself. I'll be real with you. I don't know, Brandon.
The arm power and arm talent, you can't fix that. Kenny himself can't fix that. That's just as much as he's got. But the accuracy, he can fix. The pocket presence, he can fix. The decision-making, he can fix.
I suppose he can be serviceable. He'll never be an elite quarterback. He'll never be an elite quarterback.
Obviously, that's what we all want, but we're not going to go from elite quarterback to elite quarterback.
Yeah.
We're not going to be the Packers here. That's just too damn lucky. We don't have that luck.
All right, I'm going to put a new poll in the chat because I don't know if many of you guys seen the news lately on X or the Twitter world, but
Twitter X.
a certain Steelers wide receiver is reinstated and trying to make a comeback.
Yes, former Steeler number 10 himself. Martavis Bryant has officially and finally been reinstated
Thank God.
by the NFL and Roger Goodell. He has been out of the league since 2018. After spending time in Little League after Little League and the XFL where he was a Vegas Viper.
He played for the Rock.
Yeah. Who was the Vipers head coach? It was Rod Woodson.
Rodney Woodson.
Yeah, he played for Rod Woodson, who was the head coach for the Vegas Vipers. Yeah. He is now getting another chance in the NFL, and apparently he's getting a lot of interest from various teams.
Yes, he is. I put a poll in the chat. Should the Steelers sign Martavis Bryant? No. Now, I only put it in for engagement. I do not think we should sign Martavis Bryant.
I don't think that's
I think that
happen.
that ship has sailed. That day is over. It's done.
I see
Bury it. Bury it. It's not happening.
I see him getting an opportunity with the likes of the Chiefs, with the Dolphins because he's fast.
The Patriots.
The Patriots, of course. I would even throw in the Vikings. I could see the Lions in there. I could see the Cardinals in there.
Yeah, there's no leaks on which teams are interested, but there are interested teams.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, he is 31 years old. He's been out of the NFL for a few years. Last playing for the Raiders, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe he signed with someone else before. Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah, when we trade him away.
Yeah, he hasn't played in the NFL since 2018 when we trade him for a third-round pick.
Talk about unlimited potential.
Talk about
wasted talent. Just because he couldn't say no to a little bit of the.
Martavis Bryant will forever, in my opinion, be one of the biggest what ifs in NFL history.
Dude, for being a 4th round selection out of Clemson, and his rare size, speed, talent.
Martavis Bryant was T. Higgins before T. Higgins even played football, before T. Higgins even hit college.
Hard to disagree with that. Bryant was something special.
Bryant was phenomenal.
Bryant was very impactful alongside AB.
Do you know how upsetting this news is to me? Like, I'm proud for him. I'm happy
for the guy.
We are
I hope he makes the most of this opportunity because this is something that he has been busting his ass for.
You got all these other players coming back after years out in the league getting other opportunities. Bryant absolutely deserves it. Although I am very happy, very proud for him. We all root the best out of Martavis Bryant. We wish him all the best. We hope he comes back. And he's not going to dominate to the level he used to, but hopefully he can be a dependable target for somebody, somewhere. It won't be for the Steelers. It might be. I could be wrong in saying that. But hopefully he makes an NFL comeback to some sort of success. But when I hear this news, it also brings an upsetting factor to me, because if he stayed on track, imagine where he'd be right now.
Still in the league, maybe still a Steeler. I can't even imagine the statistics he could have. The man could probably be how many time Pro Bowler? The man could probably put his ticket in there as a potential Pro Football Hall of Famer. That's just how good he was.
He had everything, dude. His route running could have grown for sure, but he wasn't meant for route running. A guy his size wasn't meant for route running. He was a big play machine. You want to throw to him deep, he's gonna get that motherfucker all the time.
Yeah.
You wanna throw to him short, he's got the yak ability, he's got the speed to make defenders look stupid. He had the hands, absolutely. He wasn't the fanciest. He wasn't the most dancing. He wasn't an AB. He wasn't a Deontay. He wasn't a Keenan Allen. He wasn't a Devontae Adams. But boy, was he dangerous. He was a scary target.
Yeah.
It upsets me to think where he'd be right now. Really upsets me.
Best of luck to Martavis Bryant, man. Hopefully he does get that second chance, that opportunity, and he runs with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, 2017. We got the Killer Bees and Juju.
Yeah, man.
And Juju. That's the bullshit of it. We had our Killer Bees fully healthy, and we still went. That was
Not a problem in the world.
That was our last great chance to win it again with Ben.
That was it. That was the year.
2020 was our last chance. Whether we won it or not, I doubt it. 2017 was our last truly great chance.
That was our best chance overall.
That was an elite Steelers team. It was almost not the same in defense. Like imagine the 2017 offense was very similar to our 2010 defense, and just the way they played, just dominance.
Yeah.
Very dominant.
Consistently.
And they still didn't walk away with a ring.
No.
The only shame is we didn't go far. We didn't go far.
No. Shazier's injury happened. Unfortunately, that really brought the defense down much lower than it probably ever did. And our defense our secondary was not good in general.
No.
It really was. Shazier was that defense.
Artie Burns.
Cotty Sensabaugh.
Ross Cockrell, Cotty Sensabaugh, Mike Mitchell, Sean Davis. I fear that we get those days again.
Yeah.
But yes, our defense was trash. When Shazier went down, it was over.
But that just wasn't it. It was the fact that we overlooked the Jaguars. We looked a game ahead of them. The Patriots game. We wanted revenge on the Patriots because
it pisses me off because a team
Jesse James apparently didn't catch that ball. We wanted to extract revenge on the Patriots.
Yeah,
instead of looking ahead at the first game in the playoffs, which was the Jaguars, and they beat our ass earlier in that season too.
Yeah, and everyone will go back to that Jesse James catch. Well, if the refs ruled that a catch, which it was, we would have faced the Titans and not the Jags, and it could have
playoff picture would have been.
And yes, that does play a part, but it's still the fact that we got blown out by the Jags in our own stadium. Well, we didn't get blown out because we almost made a comeback, but for a while it was a blowout.
Yeah,
we allowed 40 points and still scored 40 and still lost.
Yeah,
just ouch.
That really hurt. It
pisses me off because how does Tomlin lose with a team like that?
Really makes you question.
That was the biggest evidence of underachieving.
13-3. We had a first-round bye.
He had the Killer Bees. He had a
home field advantage.
Prime Big Ben. The best O-line in the league. I know he didn't have the defense. I know he didn't. When his year went down, it was over. But Jesus Christ, dude.
You can't underachieve with that.
Even the Jags defense, that game played like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, AB owned Ramsey.
Oh my God. Think Bryant had a touchdown that game before
He
halftime?
he had a long touchdown too, yeah. Bell had a good game.
Yeah.
You know, Juju had a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
the offense also woke up too late.
it was too late, yeah.
And yes, that
miscues early bet him in the ass.
and that 4th and 1 call especially.
Yeah, the toss. Yeah. Yeah, that was really dumb.
Yeah. Pretty much as dumb as that Wildcat call that Canada called in the Titans game.
Yeah.
Very stupid. Like, why? You get right down to the goal line and you call that? Just why? No, the Tebow game, man. You know, I don't want to reminisce on the underachieving. I don't want to reminisce on Tomlin and the team failing at our greatest chances of winning championships. God. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real tough.
That really upsets me. That just dumbed my day. But it is history. It's sad history. Damn it. Yeah. The Tebow game sealed that this team was just they were in for a reload because the defense was aging. And they ran that defense into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They ran the scheme. They ran the coordinator. They ran the Hall of Famers into the ground. As long as very much like they did Ben. Very much like they did Ben in his last few years. They ran him into the ground because they thought Ben could still get it done when he was out his prime and his arm was shot.
They really milked the legends out dry. They really tried to get every ounce out of them.
Absolutely, they beat that horse too many times.
And it came at a point where it was very evident that they just didn't have it. Like they were tired, boss. They were tired.
All right, but let me ask you guys a question. I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna put a poll in the chat.
Another poll?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Put a new poll in the chat.
Wait, what? Oh, that ain't good.
All right. This will be entertaining. Who would you take now as your starting quarterback? Kenny Pickett in his current form or Big Ben in his final years?
Oh, Jesus.
Who would you rather have?
Oof. I mean,
they were both bad, by the way. They were both bad. They were both very bad.
You know, the same. But I think they have one thing. They have one thing in common: clutch moments.
True.
That's the only common thing, and maybe the arm strength.
But you know why they have those in common? Because of their errors earlier in the game that led them to that point.
Yeah. I don't know, like it's kind of tough.
I will say, I think Big Ben, especially from us, got a little more criticism. And I don't want to say hate because I never hated Ben.
It was never hate toward Ben.
It was pure criticism. I think he got a little more criticism than what was warranted because now we see what Kenny is doing, and obviously the scheme still sucks. The scheme still sucks. You know, people tried giving Canada the benefit of the doubt. Well, he just needed a younger quarterback. Well, guess what? He's still running the same offense as if Ben's the quarterback.
Yeah.
But now the execution sucks.
Now that don't mean we want Ben back. That don't mean that he should come out of retirement.
No.
Don't misconstrue our words. But looking back at it, it's like maybe we gave him a little bit more criticism than he kind of bargained for.
Yeah, we gave
he deserves criticism.
But we gave him a little more than we should have. We will absolutely admit that and, go back on that. Yeah, dude, there is no correct answer. They're both bad. Regardless, we're not going far with either. But who would you take? I thought that was a fun little question.
Both are really going to take you to a fourth quarter comeback and with Tomlin as head coach, a wild card playoff spot. That's wide open.
Well, Ben did have the most fourth quarter comebacks in his final year.
He did.
But again, that was his errors that put him in that position, very much like Kenny this year. I agree. He was done. Absolutely, he was done. Dude, I wanted Ben to go after 2020.
I think that should have been his last year.
Yeah, because
I remember Pouncey retired.
Pouncey retired.
Pouncey
Ben
was
should have
done.
followed.
He retired. And Ben, I can't remember if it was Pouncey or Ben. I think it was Ben. Ben said, when Pouncey goes, I go. And he didn't stick with that.
And Ben went the year after.
I think Ben should have stuck with what he stated to Pouncey, his center, his true center.
Yeah, because that's a bond. That is a bond that you can't even understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I think right there that should have been truly the end of an era.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, yes, it's a tough loss. You don't want to end your career on a loss like that in your own stadium.
Troy went out on a terrible loss versus the Ravens in the wild card. You know, not everyone's going to go out like Bettis.
Sometimes those type of losses are the wake-up call that you need, where you're just like, this is it. Like, I'm done.
But Ben will even admit it. He's admitted it on his Footballing with Ben podcast with Spence. He talks about it with a bunch of his guests he brings on, right? He even discussed it with Kenny. He discussed it with Cowher and them, right? I still got to listen to the one where he brought in Bettis. That's got to be a hilarious one. Mm-hmm. But he admitted, like, yeah, I still wanted to play. Like, he thinks he can still play. Us fans knew he couldn't. But he, as a player, you know, it's tough for a football player to say, it's done for me. Because they don't want to admit that.
That's all they know.
And I understand.
That's all they know. Like, half of their life. You know, they get into the league at a young age. All their life, really, because that's what they trained for, to get prepared for the NFL, to make it into the NFL, to have a legendary career.
Yeah.
To be a Pro Football Hall of Famer. They work their asses off for that.
Yeah.
That's all they know. So, yeah, it's hard for them to step away from it. Doing something that you're so used to doing for the majority of your life, that's all you know. That's all that you're used to. So stepping away from it, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem real.
But us as fans knew it was time to hang it up. Like I said, we wanted him to leave after 2020. We said in the 2020 season review or recap, whatever it was that we called it, at the end of the 2020 season, we said that Ben might as well retire. We might as well give Mason a shot, because even if we bring back Ben, it's going to result in the same season. It's going to result in the same story. And guess what? It did. Similar records, similar offense. We went to the playoffs and got blown out.
Yeah.
You just know. And it ended in the exact same way that it did the year prior, like we predicted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to see. Pickens is a big problem. You will see. That's the fear. I'm not going to lie to you. That's the fear. It's okay to admit that he's immature, but it's also okay that he is frustrated.
Both are true.
What's the farthest the Steelers will go even make the playoffs? Wild card and a loss.
Yeah.
Might be another blowout.
Could really depend on exactly who they go. I mean, then again,
Dude,
if they're the lowest seed, because if they're the lowest seed, they're going up against the highest seed. Simple as that. So, say, because number 1 seed is now first round bye, so say with the number 7 seed, we're going up against the number 2 seed. That could be the Chiefs, that could be the Dolphins, that could be the Jags. And we're looking at a miserable performance.
Well, think of our last playoff games. Blowout. Our last 4 playoff games have all been blowouts.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Patriots, Jags,
Browns,
Browns,
and the Chiefs.
Eesh.
All 4 of our last games have been blowouts. Our last playoff win, we didn't even score a fucking touchdown. And that was when Bell set records rushing. That's when we had the killer bees.
Damn.
The only killer bee that wanted to score was Boswell.
Yeah.
Otherwise, our last 4 playoff games have been blowouts.
Yeah, the winning.
So, if we make the playoffs again,
another non-losing season, it's essentially a participation trophy.
So, if we make the playoffs again, bet the spread for whoever we go up against.
Bet your bottom dollar that we're not going to stand a chance.
Yeah.
Just based off that resume.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't want to say that. I hate saying that. I hate that's the case. But I mean, it's the truth.
It's the truth, man.
It's the truth. All you got to do is just keep a close eye on how this team's performing and how this team has been over the past 4 or 5 years.
Right.
I mean, it's nothing different.
Exactly. I thought McDaniel would be good, but would he accept a demotion? He has to. He's going to call right back to Belichick, like he always does.
Josh McDaniel, yeah.
I'm not fond of him. He's a decent coordinator, but
Brady, just like with Adam Gase, with Peyton Manning in Denver, Brady made his career.
he also needs a good quarterback.
Exactly.
He needs a good quarterback.
Exactly.
We don't have a good quarterback. We don't have a good quarterback, bro.
No.
Steelers got to stop the bargain shopping for every player. Mitch Biscuit was cheap and no great stats. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I still don't understand why we brought in Mitch.
First round pedigree, experience,
Sucks.
opportunity. Although
Sucks.
I would have just went with Mason because he was under the system.
What they did with Mitch, they should have just done with Mason.
You would have given Mason the true opportunity as the starter to have him see if he's cut out for it. And if not,
He probably wasn't.
then you go with the backup plan.
He probably wasn't. You were going to draft a quarterback regardless, which would have been Kenny.
Yeah, and Kenny would have been the backup plan.
But
and you could have done that.
I still would have stuck with Mason. In fact, there is reason to believe that Mason is the best quarterback in the Steelers team right now.
and the
on
quarterback
Steelers
room,
roster.
he's definitely got the best arm and arm
Easily.
strength. And even accuracy. It's not leagues better, but it's better.
You know what? I'm going to put that poll in the chat. I'm very curious.
But we know that Mason's not and never will get that opportunity.
No.
They're not going to bench Kenny. They're not even going to bench Mitch because they extended him. They gave him that money. They gave him that contract extension.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Kenny the starter, but he gets hurt, knock on wood. Although, what's the difference? And Mitch is in. Mason's just going to be the healthy and active all the time.
Yeah.
He's just going to be the third quarterback.
As he has been, unfortunately. And that's not a role that he should be given. When I say that he's arguably the best quarterback on the roster, that does not mean he's good.
No. We're not saying he's good. We're not saying he's the quarterback to go with.
No, he's not the future. Like that's come and gone. Like that. No. Now I'll argue he was never given a full chance.
I still make that argument. I don't think he was really given a fair hand at quarterback.
No. Everyone will say, "Oh, he got a chance in 2019." Thank you. 88 says hot take. If Mason didn't get consistently injured in 2019, he'd be the starter.
You might be right.
Actually,
you might be right.
Actually, you know what? I love that hot take, but I'm going to disagree. Not because I don't believe it, not because I don't believe in Mason. The Steelers never would have allowed it.
No, because Ben would have came back.
Which is why we say he was never given a fair shot. There's no, even if Mason played light, there was no way that with Ben coming back, he was going to be given the starting job. And when Ben finally leaves, they bring in a first-round bum, and then another one.
Young boy, no. Duck was not better than Mason.
No.
During that season, Mason had to be benched because he was not playing good. And the Steelers had to show him, you're not playing good. We got to move on to the next guy.
Yeah.
You're not doing your job. You're hurting this team. We gotta go with this guy. And that's what they did. Duck wasn't any much better. The only thing he had.
Duck was perfect for that 2019 year because when Ben went down, we all just said, fuck it. Whatever's going to happen, happens. So when Duck went in, it was like, the season's already lost, so let's go for it. But no.
The thing that Duck had with the fans was charisma.
Yeah.
He oozed charisma. And that brought a lot of support towards his way, but he didn't perform good, especially Sunday night against the Bills. I remember that game. That was bad.
Well, there's a reason Mason's still on the roster and he's not. Duck never played again in the NFL.
No.
Duck was cool. I'm not going to lie. Duck was not a good quarterback, but he was cool. He was an energy. He was perfect for that 2019 year. Otherwise, every other year would have been like a Y situation.
Yeah, exactly.
He was perfect for that year alone. But I do like Duck. I do like Duck. Hope he's doing well. Mason might not have the leadership ability, though, like the presence. He's really... I lost it. He's really timid. He's really timid and odd socially. Well, everyone also makes jokes about his career.
Yeah.
So, hell, he went on... what's his name? Rich Eisen's show, and all he did was make fun of him.
Yeah. But even with Mason, though, with the memes thrown his way and, the jokes thrown his way and everything, how his career's been handled as a Steeler, everything that's been thrown his direction as a Steeler, the way that Mason has handled it has been very appropriate, and it's very,
the utmost of profession.
Very professional. His approach to it, his reaction has been very professional.
Yeah.
Because if he felt like he was not getting a true fair hand, if he felt like he was not getting a fair shot, a fair opportunity, if he felt like he should be getting more playing time, he would have been long gone from this team and requested a trade.
Yeah, he could have easily caused some drama, but he didn't.
But he never did, because that's the type of professionalism he holds, and even leadership capabilities he holds as well, even as a third-string quarterback.
Yeah.
And I can respect that lot from Mason. That's mad respect to Mason right there.
It is. As a character, as a person, as a player. But that doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. That doesn't mean he's the answer. That doesn't mean he's the success. But I would like to see it. I'm not going to lie to you. I would like to see it.
I think it would bring a certain level of intrigue and interest to, let's see what Mason can bring that Kenny and Mason can't because Mason does have a stronger arm.
Yes.
He has more of a rocket of an arm. The guy doesn't hold back anything. The guy's not afraid to launch the ball.
And what did most of the chat say when Kenny was underthrown? Oh, Mason would have hit that because he would have. His best aspect is the deep ball.
That was the best thing about him coming out of Oklahoma State. Was his deep threat ability. He's got probably the prettiest deep ball on the team. No doubt the prettiest deep ball on the team.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I remember that Browns game was before the Browns playoff game. He's just launching it to Claypool and Deontay Johnson and other targets. He's just launching it. And the balls are just so accurate and just so pretty and they're just so well done.
Yeah.
Now, Mason made mistakes in that game. That's bound to happen. Again, Mason's not the future. He's not even that good of a player.
No.
He's not that good of a quarterback, but he does bring an aspect at the position that we just don't have at the moment with Kenny.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. And that's his arm power. I think that's the one thing.
The season's already a waste.
That's really the one thing that's kind of holding, because if Kenny had the arm power, the execution would have been there.
Yes.
We wouldn't be worried about Kenny.
See, the season's already a waste, so I'd like to see it, but benching he's not the future. He's not. Until he shows that he is, he's not. But in the Steelers' eyes, benching your franchise quarterback is not good for his progression or his confidence.
No, it's not.
So the Steelers are never going to do it. Let's see. Where are we at? The majority didn't say Kenny. Yeah. I don't blame you guys for saying Kenny. No one said Mitch. I mean, some people say Mitch. All right, who do you guys trust more, Mason or Mitch? Who do you trust more, Mason or Mitch? Kenny has shown he can get it done sometimes. But who do you trust more, Mason or Mitch? Josh Dobbs. I love Josh Dobbs. We wouldn't use him properly, but I love Josh Dobbs. I think him and our scheme would be pretty. He'd find some level of success.
Oh.
I always liked Dobbs. That was always my guy. It's one of my. I have a soft spot for Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Edwin Thompson with the 49 says, all players on offense we have now are complete dog water compared to AB's talent. Besides antics, he will truly be missed. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. It was one of the best stretches I've ever seen from a wide receiver. I was fortunate to watch all of the AB era. And I do miss it. I do miss when this offense was able to put up points consistently. They were so dominant. That was fun. Just to see them strike. Just to see them move. Prime Ben was fun, man. Prime Ben was fun. It makes me sad just talking about it. I miss that shit. One day we will get it back. I don't know how long it's going to take, but one day we will get it back. I might not be alive for it. I better be alive for it, man. Fuck that. It better not take that long. We're not the Browns over here. When was the last time Mason played a full game? The Lions game.
Lions game.
He hasn't thrown an NFL pass in like 2 years. Mason will forever be known for the debacle with Myles Garrett. Yeah, absolutely. That is his career, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mitch throws 2 picks and 2 touchdowns, and when Mason won't make it through the game. I disagree. Garrett was a psycho. He still is a psychopath sometimes. No, I mean, they buried that hatchet.
No, they definitely
You
did.
found a new groan of respect for Garrett.
They definitely did. Yeah.
Big Ben is OC. It seems like we see that every week in the chat. The answer is going to remain the same. No, only because I don't think that's the answer. Ben might have some input on how to better this offense. You know, a Hall of Fame quarterback will probably know how to get an offense going, a passing game going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, when he was calling the shots, the offense was able to get moving because you know you trust your quarterback, you know what the fuck he's doing. In fact, that was most times we were able to get something going in his final years. It was when he was calling the shots. But we need someone more modern. We need an actual NFL coach that's been under a tree for a while. That's what we need. We need to find like another Cow or someone more offensive minded. Prime Kenny is still caca. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we gotta give him more time, but at the same time, he's a first-round quarterback in his second year. You gotta do something. You gotta do something. 6 touchdowns in 8 games. It's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. Bro, that is fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Actually.
there shouldn't be a reason why he doesn't have at least 12. At least.
He has 13 touchdowns and 13 picks in his entire career. That's enough for a rookie year, my guy.
That's backup stats there. That's backup stats.
He's playing like a backup, let me tell you. God, man. Let me see something. Hold on. It was just on my head. Yeah. I want to see something. He has got to have the least amount of touchdowns thrown by a starting quarterback this year. He has to.
He should be.
He has to.
Hal's thrown more. I think Ritter's thrown more.
I mean, like quarterbacks that have started at least half the year.
Yeah.
Not like backups like a PJ Walker or a like an Aiden Connell or a Gardner Minshew.
I think Josh Dobbs may have more.
Probably. Oh shit.
He's got to, right?
I think he does.
It feels that way.
They have less offensive power. All they have,
Which is weird.
dude, all they have is Connor.
Connor, Marquise Brown.
Man, Hollywood Brown ain't shit.
They got a rookie wide receiver, Michael Wilson.
Who?
Michael Wilson.
Rondale Moore's non-existent.
Zach Ertz is hurt, although Trey McBride had
Bro,
himself
my
a good
guy's
game.
got 8 touchdowns. My boy Dobb, bro.
He's gonna get more too. He ain't the starter now, but he will be for the Vikings.
Jaron Hall's not starting the rest of the year for the Vikings.
Nope.
Nah, man. You start Dobbs, and he'll sling it to Addison. He'll sling it to Jay Jettas when he comes back. He'll sling it to Hawkins. He's
like Dobbs still got he got better weapons now.
Man, I'm so happy for Dobbs.
He got better weapons.
Yeah,
and an offensive minded head coach and Canal.
See, I always knew Dobbs was gonna be decent.
Yeah.
And now he's finally getting the opportunities around the league. And he's having a hell of a system around him with the Vikings. It's
a real good pairing with Minnesota for Dobbs. It really is.
Like
the targets, the head coach.
He will be active Sunday, so we might see Dobbs versus the play for the Vikings.
Yeah.
He will be active.
Yeah.
So even though they just trade for him, he will be active. He might step in depending on how Jaron Hall does. Now we like Jaron Hall coming out of BYU, but I don't know if he's going to be the end of season starter. Josh Dobbs, man, he's showing he can be a dependable backup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not winning a lot of games. The Cardinals suck. But he's very, very,
I would say he's
serviceable. He's productive.
I would say he's kind of up there with a Jacoby Brissett in a way.
Yeah.
Very serviceable, probably even better, arguably.
Like a Brissett, like a PJ Walker, almost like a Minshew.
Yeah.
He's up there like that.
Just serviceable.
And I've always liked Dobbs, and I'm glad he's getting continued opportunities. I'm happy for him. I love a reunion.
Yeah, a third stint with the guy, man. A third stint.
Yeah. Would love a reunion. Plus, they got him in fantasy, so they better fucking play him.
Yeah. Considering I had...
That's my super flex.
Well, considering because I had Kirk Cousins. Now he's out. I'm trying to trade for a quarterback. No one's listening to me. So, my quarterback 1 is Gardner Minshew. My number 2 is Jordan Love. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in a quarterback purgatory.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Which Ohio team do you dislike less?
Less?
The Buckeyes.
That counts. That counts. I don't really hate any college team.
No, he's obviously talking about
I know,
Bengals.
NFL. I know.
Bengals or Browns. Who do I dislike less? So we both.
I don't know. Like they're on the same par. They're on the same par of hatred. Like
yeah,
screw them.
but the Bengals have more of a heated history.
Yeah, but the Browns have creeped up there.
Yeah, but
they have really creeped up.
Yeah, but
there.
we've owned them for 20 years.
Yeah, we have.
So
You're right.
There's not much hatred. I mean, there is now, but not as much as the. Yeah, you know what, Brown? I dislike the Browns a little less.
See, like,
But I
don't
love the Bengals.
Like, don't get me wrong, I hate them both. I don't know. It's like the Browns creeped up there. It's funny because we're chill with a couple Browns fans. It's funny. Yeah, you know what? I have to agree. The Browns. I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. They're on par. They're on par. But if I had to choose one, I mean, nothing. What the Bengals did with the terrible towel and Vontaze Burfict and Jeremy Hill and those motherfuckers, like, you can kiss my Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Hey, but at the end of the day, man,
Reggie Nelson.
fuck Ohio, fuck the Browns, fuck the Bengals. Skyline Chili is mid.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Shout out to Loose Cannon. He was able to give us some Skyline Chili because we do it every Christmas exchange. He's a very, very cool Browns fan. Great
You know what?
friend of ours.
If you're listen,
He was able to give us Skyline Chili one year.
Listen, hold on, listen.
Initially, I was all right with it, but I was like, "This is cinnamon nutmeg."
Listen.
It's sloppy.
You want to give us a Christmas present, Loose Cannon? I'd be willing to try it one more time. I'll cook it up. I like to cook.
You know what? Maybe we cooked it wrong. Maybe.
Or maybe we let it sit too long. Maybe it was cooked, but we let it sit too long.
No.
Maybe it had a bitter taste because it was sitting.
No, it's always like runny. It's always too wet, too watery. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what we can do with that?
Perhaps,
Just get some like some rice, some seasoned rice, or maybe some
maybe
Fritos chips in there. Maybe get that in there or some saltine crackers to moisture up the liquid and everything with normal chili.
No, because I think
Do something like that. Get some cheese on top. Season that bitch.
But here's the problem: the chili itself should not be that watery or that bad.
Well, chili normally has liquid to it.
It's not that watery.
Well, then that's why I say get some dry food in there to moisturize.
You're right.
But if you want to try it alone, if that's what you're trying to say.
No, what I'm saying is it shouldn't be that, bad. Truthfully, it shouldn't be that mid. But I think it's intended because you gotta You gotta mix shit with it to make it good.
Well, then I'll mix shit with it. I'll add the seasonings. I'll add the extra like peppers and spices and beans and whatever else I got to do. The meats, whatever.
Well, just don't put nutmeg or cinnamon in your chili. Who the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you making? You making?
See, I don't remember tasting that. I don't remember tasting that.
No, there's not. You know what?
I'd be willing to try Skyline chili one more time for the Christmas exchange. Loose cannon. I'd be willing to accept a can of Skyline chili just one time.
Skyline chili ingredients.
Never ask for much. Never ask anything from you. But I'd be willing to try it one time if you were to send one again.
Skyline chili ingredients.
This should be interesting. Man, what the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing?
I swear to God,
we're looking up Ohio chili recipe.
Dude, they're making a water. Yeah, let me get this closer.
I can't read that.
Water. Fucking hell, I'm blind.
Come on,
1 quart water, 2 pounds ground beef.
That's easy.
2 medium onions chopped.
I got that.
4 cloves of garlic chopped. 2 tablespoons of vinegar. 1 large bay leaf.
Bay leaf.
Thank you.
Bay leaf. See, I'm the chef. I told you.
I'm the baker. Yeah.
Yeah, bakery.
2 cans tomato sauce. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1
Worcestershire.
1 small square of bakered chocolate. What the fuck?
Chocolate.
That's what I'm saying.
Chocolate.
Half tablespoon red pepper.
Okay.
1 tablespoon ground cumin.
Ground cumin.
1.5 tablespoons of salt.
Take notes, guys.
5 whole allspice. 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I told you. I told you.
I remember tasting, well, first of all, chocolate in your chili. What? And then I don't remember tasting cinnamon.
Maybe there's nutmeg in the chocolate.
What?
Maybe they're making an apple sauce side of taste to it. Because you typically put nutmeg or you put cinnamon and then like apple pie.
You know what? You know what? Since we're going to be facing the Browns after the Packers game, I might take a look at that, and I might just make homemade. You know, for the occasion.
You ain't got it. No, don't make that recipe.
Why not? For the occasion, the Browns game in Cleveland, maybe we eat some of
Why
their...
the fuck are you making an Ohio chili for a Steelers game?
To get the win.
I'd rather you go to Costco and get the Pittsburgh chili.
That's right. They do have it at our local Costco. That's right,
I think it's Costco. Somewhere. One of those stores you got to pay to get in.
I'll make both. I'll find a recipe for both. I like making chili.
Look at that sloppy piece of shit.
Bro, that don't look appetizing. I'd be willing to try it again.
Why is the meat so grounded? There's no chunks. It's like you just...
It's like, no,
it's
you know what
soup.
they did? It's like they pounded the meat with a mallet. That's what they did.
It's soup. That's not chili. It's soup.
No, where's the beans? Is there no beans in there?
But you got to put your beans in chili.
You gotta get the kidney beans.
There's no beans in
You gotta get the kidney beans in there.
They doing it wrong. They doing it wrong.
Okay, maybe I don't make it.
Doing it wrong. Do you guys just like
the recipe doesn't call for beans in it. I'm not like chili. You gotta have beans in your chili.
Yes. Maybe is that a North thing, a South thing? It should be an American thing. Do you guys, dislike the Reds as well as or just the Bengals? Just the Bengals. Bengals and Browns. I'm not really invested into baseball as much. But any Cincinnati, any Ohio team, even I don't even like the Orioles. Like I was seeing Orioles fan, I'm like, man, like really?
Yeah.
Really? Like what drove you to be a fucking Orioles fan? Like who hurt you? Who hurt you when you were a kid?
Oh, wait a minute. We get an extra hour of sleep? That's right. It is daylight savings. That's
tomorrow.
right. Sun. Where we are, sunset's gonna happen at 5 o'clock now.
Fuck.
We get an extra hour of sleep. I'll take it.
I love this time of year, but I hate the sun going down early, only because I have to deliver in it. I work outside all day, and I have to drive in the dark to deliver to lazy people.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun, especially if you're on a route or in an area with very minimal street lights or lights in general.
Well, depending on what area they put you in.
That's why I said it depends.
They put you in the country, yeah, you're fucked. Good luck.
Now, TJ Black, I've heard of beanless chili. Just why?
Not my cup of tea, good sir.
I was always used to having kidney beans or any kind of beans in chili.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. You gotta have beans in the chili.
You gotta have that extra flavor, that extra not crunch, just that extra bite to it. That's what the beans bring to you.
That fiber, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta get that fiber. You gotta get that protein and fiber in you, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of daylight savings either. I mean, I'll take the extra hour of sleep, absolutely, but you know, it just means the sun goes down earlier. That means I am absolutely getting home after dark every day now, up until March or whenever the other daylight is.
Well, it would usually be March, right?
Yeah. It's a meat chili. That's what it's called. A meat chili. This has become a food discussion.
I can talk food.
I could talk food too.
I like to talk food.
I'll talk anything really. Meat chili. Meat chili recipe. That got beans in it.
Yeah, that's not it. Come on, Google.
All right, I gotta be specific.
Meat chili is just
no
meat,
beans.
It's just meat soup.
It's soup.
It's just meat soup.
That's soup. No bean chili, chunky and flavorful. Well, the meat better be. Oh, time out.
Well, the chunky stuff's got to be tomatoes, right? Crushed tomatoes.
Tomatoes gotta be in the chili.
Yeah.
Tomatoes have to be in the chili.
Crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, whatever. Yeah, get that tomato paste in there, tomato sauce.
I'm a tomato guy, so yeah.
Yeah.
And the meat can the ground. All right, let me be professional. The ground beef cannot be too grounded.
Okay. So it's got to have like little
chunks.
bits. It's got to have little chunks, little bits.
Yeah, so like
course.
when you make your chili, I like the ground beef to have like little nuggets.
Well, see, because when I cook the ground beef, all I do is just smash it with a spatula. That's all you got to do. You don't need to grind it with like a squisher or a mallet. You don't need to do that. Just put it in the pan, heat that bitch up, and just mash it with a freaking spatula. That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
Just
but
cut
you
up
be
a bit.
mashing like motherfucker.
No, I don't.
Like you're Doc Ock using all 8 of your fucking.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's good though. I never said it wasn't good.
Oh, good. Make a mean ass shit.
I eat Jamaican patties and jambalaya is good shit.
Jambalaya is good.
But outside of that, I never had a lot of Jamaican food. Never had a lot of Jamaican food.
No. You know what we haven't had in a while is like Mexican food.
Yeah.
Like empanadas and stuff like that.
Empanadas
You know what I mean?
is the shit.
Yeah.
Spanish rice.
Yeah,
We're
homemade Spanish
Puerto
rice.
Rican, so we grew up with home
See,
cooking.
I know the ingredients. I can make the stuff if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I love to cook. It's a fun hobby.
Yeah.
It's a real fun hobby.
It
I love
is,
doing
man.
it.
Like I
love doing it.
Yeah, I enjoy cooking. I enjoy baking in my free time. I gotta do it for Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you making the ham.
I bought this fat ass ham, like an 18-pound ham, and that's small for our family.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, an 18-pound ham is small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine what a large is. So.
Yeah. Normally we'd do a 25-pounder, but you know.
Don't
this
shit
year.
on empanadas.
Going like what?
Don't shit on empanadas. That's the shit. I could go without the olives in them, but I feel like if you take them out, you're missing something.
Those are. Yeah. It's got. The olives, like whether they're whole or you slice them up, it's got that like tang, like a little bit,
Yeah.
like that little like sour tang type of taste.
Hold on. Oh, empanadas are Puerto Rican, aren't they?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Why would you say Mexican? We're not.
Did
Mexican.
I say Mexican? Yeah,
We're
I'm sorry.
Puerto Rican.
I'm sorry.
Puerto Rican. You're not Mexican. There's a difference. There is a difference.
I know, Dan. Jesus Christ. I know.
There is a major difference.
I also didn't mean to use the Lord's name in vain. I apologize. Golden Corral is the goat buffet restaurant. TJ Black, never been there. Never been there,
I
bro.
don't think I've ever been to a Golden Corral.
Never been there.
No.
Have you?
No.
No, I haven't.
Empanada to a Mexican is a sweet bread with pumpkin. That sounds good though.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go without the pineapple. Pineapple and just don't. Pineapple and desserts just don't. Pineapple and pizza, pineapple and bread just don't mix.
Well, hot take: pineapple on pizza ain't as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah. Come to Puerto Rico, I'll show you the food spots. I've always wanted to go there. Grandfather grew up there and then moved to the States.
Yeah.
So we'd absolutely love to go down to Puerto Rico
A
one
lot
day.
of stories we've told about Puerto Rico.
Yeah, guys, never been to Golden Corral. Never.
Sorry, man.
Shit, you know what? What's the nearest Golden Corral?
Been to Old Country Buffet, Denny's.
Do they even Old Country Buffet doesn't even exist no more?
Yeah, man, that's shoosh.
Actually, no. There's no. Wait, no. The one, no, that one's closed. Maybe there's one in another place around us.
There better be.
But the one we used to go to, that's like a
That's a boot barn.
boot barn. Yeah.
Yeah, boot barn where you go to buy boots.
Well, it's not just boots, but yeah. What was I gonna search? Oh yeah, Golden Corral.
Oh God.
Where's the Golden Corral near us?
Don't they still have like that chocolate thing, chocolate fountain?
I don't know.
That was always a thing they advertised when I was a kid.
I don't know. Probably not.
When it's become a food discussion. Holy crap.
Lancaster? This is what happens when the Steelers don't play football, dude. We just start talking food.
You guys like Candle on the sidelines?
I mean, I don't like seeing them, but there's no reason for him to go back up.
No, there's not, and it's a breath of fresh air. It's something that we're not used to. We haven't seen it in years.
But yeah, I mean, I would say there's no reason for him to go back up. So
I do like how he's finally around the players. I do like that. I appreciate the Steelers finally made a decision to do that. It brings a certain level of better communication and the vibe of, Candace getting the feel with the players right there on the bench, right beside him.
Yeah, so
I do like that.
So let him freeze his ass off down there. Baked Alaska, huh? Baked Alaska. That sounds something.
Is that a dessert?
That sounds like something I can make.
Yeah, you're the baker. I don't have the patience for baking.
I don't know what that word means.
That's not in our vocabulary. Well, that's not in your vocabulary. I'm trying to learn to be patient.
I don't know what that means. You guys should see me behind the wheel. Holy shit, it's funny. Kind of dangerous. Yeah, you know what? Let me make that the new poll. Let me make that the new poll.
Yeah, let's do that.
But should Canada stay on the sideline? Yes or no? There we go. New poll in the chat. Yeah, Matthew. I just looked it up. Now I see different recipes and they say different times. So I don't know which is right or which not. I've never heard of this. Baked Alaska, also known as Bombay Alaska, omelet. I'm not gonna say that. I can't. Omelet surprise or omelet. I'm not gonna say that. That's something Spanish. I don't even know. Is a dessert consisting of ice cream and cake topping with brown merigu. So it's ice cream and cake, basically.
No, is Caleb Williams seriously crying to his family? Because USC lost to Washington 52-42. Caleb jumped up in the stands. I guess he's with his family. Holy crap, he is really crying.
No, he is whimpering. Like, you ever cry and then you just start shaking like uncontrollably?
Bro, that's not a good look.
No, I mean that's passion, but that's also like, yeah, you lose. Like, it's gonna happen. It's not. Like
I don't deny he has passion for the sport and his career, but like, damn,
comes off as a sore loser sometimes.
a little bit. I mean, let's not forget. He said he wants a partial ownership of the team that selects him. Jeez, man, like Caleb's resume. What's the word I'm looking for? His draft stock. It's not looking too stellar at the moment.
No.
Not like it was earlier this college season. He was looking like the favorite. Now it's Michael Phoenix Jr.'s time now.
Jamaican patty, huh? It's a pastry that contains various fillings and spices baked inside a flatty shell. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say it because I might anger someone.
It looks like
it's very similar to an empanada.
It looks like empanadas, but it's in a
different fillings and spices.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what gives it that that name.
Yeah. I never even thought about trying Jamaican food. Now I want to try Jamaican food.
I don't know. My stomach won't agree with it. That's my fear.
Yeah, maybe.
Too much a marshmallow topping. God damn, that sounds good. I got to lay off the sweets though, because this is the time of year where my sweet tooth really kicks in.
The Christmas treat cakes and the freaking cookies.
Oh,
and
I've already bought
the
two,
pies.
I already bought two things of the Little Debbie Christmas treat cakes.
Oh boy, it's a Jamaican Hot Pocket.
Oh, that's a better name. I like that. I like that.
All right. Hot Pockets are always the shit.
Oh, Penn's up 6-1. Damn.
Hey, good shit. Who are they playing? Shoot, I didn't even know they were on. Oh, Sharks. Oh shit, they beating the Sharks. Good.
Well, Sharks have yet to win a game.
Really?
I'm not trying to diminish anything, but
Really?
yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. Holy crap, dude, San Jose.
6-1.
Damn.
It's only the second period. Halfway through.
I mean, anything can happen in hockey, but wow.
Rust already has 3 points. Same thing with Smith.
Hey, Rusty, man.
Smith has 2 goals. He's 1 away from a hat trick.
Mm-hmm.
Letang, Malkin got scores. Wow. Gensel, Vinny.
Having a good game.
Yeah.
Real good game.
It's a good Saturday night. Warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream. Yes. I got my mom's
Recipes.
what's it called?
You thinking of peach cobbler?
No.
Although that's good. Peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream.
Apple Dutch.
Apple Dutch, that's what it is.
The crumble top.
Yeah, the crumble apple Dutch pie recipe.
Yeah. That's a pie I got to make for Thanksgiving. That and pumpkin.
Always go with pumpkin. Underrated one is banana cream pie.
Did the Steelers bring anyone up from the practice squad yet to replace Holcomb? Have they made any roster spots after his injury? No, they have not put him on IR. And once they will, I don't know who they're going to bring up.
Do they even have? They have three.
Michael Smith and some other linebacker.
Tariq Carpenter, Kyron Johnson, and Michael Walker are the 3 inside linebackers.
Let me see. Is there any other linebacker free agent we could? Bring in?
I have no idea. Unless we want to. I stated Tanner Muse, Nick Kwiatkowski.
Can I sort by position?
Outside of that, I don't know who else is out there. I really don't.
I guess I can't sort by position. Motherfucker.
Go to what's that one website?
Spot Rack?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I don't know. Look there. See if they have something.
Position. Let's go linebacker. See who's still available.
And the most experienced on our practice squad is Michael Walker. He was a 4th rounder in 2020 for the Falcons. And he's had his fair share of starts.
Maybe they bring back Tate Crowder. Maybe they bring back Tate Crowder.
Could do that. They really could. Former Giant.
Yep.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Any news on Mark Robinson playing? There's not really much news, but we are all anticipating him to play, Frank. So you should get your wish in getting Mark Robinson to play linebacker more. He should rotate with Roberts and them. So that better happen. I don't know. I didn't see him on the field after Holcomb went down, but that shouldn't scare the Steelers away from playing Robinson.
No, not one bit.
Very much like their rookies, they've been shy in playing Robinson. I don't know why. Just let the kid play. 7-1, goddamn.
No, they just scored again. Hey, let's go Pens. Let's go.
God damn. It's not even in the second period yet.
What the? Come on.
God almighty. That's hilarious. Can't wait for December 17th game. I'll turn 19. That's awesome. December 17th. Who we play that week? Let me see. Because we got the Patriots, and then we got the short little mini bye after that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
We play, the Colts. Okay. I don't want to say it's guaranteed for you, TJ, but, they haven't beat us in a while. Sucks about Holcomb being out the rest of the season. How much of his injury you blame on Tom, or is it just part of the game? It's both. It's absolutely unavoidable because you don't want to put linebackers on receiver. Or better yet, just don't put Cole Holcomb on DeAndre Hopkins. Don't put a linebacker on the team's number one wide receiver.
Yeah, really.
They don't learn. Tomlin doesn't learn. That's a Tomlin issue. He doesn't learn. But, you also can't avoid Holcomb being in coverage. And it is part of the game. Friendly fire happens. So it's both. It's both, Ayers. It's both. I hope Pickens isn't another Brown. If so, pack his ass up. I hope not. I hope he matures, man. I hope he matures. I don't want to say it's a major concern yet, but it could be. I'd really hate to see it. I'd really hate to see it.
Not yet, but
I really hate to see it. If this keeps happening, if this keeps escalating, then yeah, it's going to be a problem. But this can easily be fixed from Pickens. He's still young. He hasn't had too many of these incidents.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a second ever incident of something like this. Or incident on the sideline that caused some sort of drama. Last year in the Falcons, it didn't really cause a lot of drama, but this one, he took to Instagram and it just...
That's where it really escalated.
Spread like wildfire.
That's where it really escalated.
You guys think we will see McFarland against Green Bay? I hope so. He should be on his way to return. He's been practicing every week.
It's only a matter of time. I don't see how he doesn't come back to the 53-man roster.
I figured he would have been returned already, but he didn't.
You figure he would, right? Like I figure because this 21-day window's really closing up, and the third running back we got, Godwin Ikwebuike, former Lion and Falcon. He hasn't been terrible, but McFarland is reserved for that kick returner role.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Calvin Austin isn't taking that role. Wait, what did LeBron say?
What about LeBron?
Hold on. Oh shit! Hold up. Shut up! I have the volume on the.
You muted us. Mute us, bro.
Sorry, I had my laptop on mute. Okay, what did LeBron James say?
I'm sorry. The early starts have been the same issues, the turnovers and the defensive rebounding. Contributing to that, you guys have been down double digits all one game so far in the first quarter. Yeah, we're like the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. You know what that means? No, the Pittsburgh Steelers right now have not outgained or outscored any of their opponents in this season right now, and yet they got a winning record.
I know you're from Cleveland, but you inadvertently just called yourself trash.
Oh my God.
You inadvertently just called yourself trash.
LeBron.
What the fuck, dude? What?
LeBron.
Hold on.
I think I might sound as Lucky Charm because every time I pick against them, they win.
Yeah, because you picked Tennessee and oh, look what happened. Seems every team you pick, they lose. You're a curse to them. LeBron. So what the Lakers are in the same situation?
I don't watch basketball.
Are they in the same situation?
He inadvertently just called him
Their team trash.
Yeah.
Forget the record, all right? Forget the record. Throw the record completely out the window.
Bro, how fucking much of a fucking Ohio, Cleveland native must he be to, in that point, in that moment, to think of the really, dude? It's an entirely different sport. What the fuck? That's hilarious.
Man.
I can't say here's the funny part. I can't say he's wrong.
No.
But he just fooled himself.
Himself and the whole team. Yeah, you're getting outgained. You're getting outscored. It's not a good thing. Forget the record. The record ain't even that good. It's not. It's really not.
Wow. Jesus Christ. If we had to trade TJ Watt, what would you want from the trade?
5 first-round picks.
And a new owner.
And head coach.
And $100 billion.
Billion, gazillion, trazillion, skabadee blue, skabadee blue.
Yeah, that.
The whole goddamn bank. Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. I get he's saying.
I want a Saints trade. When they got Ricky Williams,
Yeah.
I want that and double that.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what he's saying. He's saying that it doesn't matter as long as they're winning. He has the same loser mentality as the Steelers. That's what he's inadvertently admitting.
Just doing enough. Just doing enough to get the W at the end of the day.
That's what he's inadvertently admitting. I'm on Pickens' side. He's the best wide receiver on the team. He needs to be the number 1 option in the passing game. I don't disagree. No, I don't fault Pickens at all. I just don't like his approach and the way he's attacking his emotions. But I definitely don't blame Pickens at all for being frustrated.
Again, he's just gonna have to grow as a person with his attitude, his immaturity.
Yeah.
Hopefully, cool heads come together in the end.
But no, I absolutely support Pickens in his frustrations. That's fucking hilarious what LeBron just said, though. I get what he's saying, but I think he's inadvertently just shitting on himself and the team. That's fucking funny.
Like that came to mind.
Yeah.
That came to mind. Instead of, talking about, what they can do to do better and everything. I was like, oh, we're just like the Steelers, and they get outgained every game.
It's funny
but hey, they got a winning record, so it's like whatever.
He said we haven't outscored. Well, clearly we have because we got 5 wins.
I mean, you know what he meant, but
I know what he meant, yeah. I don't know.
Although, him and AD, just getting by in LA apparently, right? Is that the case?
Right.
Is it? Because I don't watch basketball passionately, although I'm a fucking Bulls fan.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
That's like saying you're a Pirates fan.
I am a Bull. I got to pick a team, and the Bulls are my team.
That's like saying you're a Pirates fan.
And I am.
You're
I'm wearing the damn shirt.
You're a fan just being a fan. That don't mean you watch.
I gotta pick a team. I watch the sport every now and then. I'm not
The
passionate.
Steelers are the only sports team that I will passionately watch.
Passionately. But if I had to pick a team for a certain sport, Pirates for baseball.
Yeah, Pirates and the Pens, absolutely.
Yeah, but for basketball, same thing with basketball. If I had to pick one, I'm picking the Bulls. Chicago.
Well, I'm taking the Lakers, but fuck the Lakers.
Okay, then.
I don't care.
Okay, whatever.
I don't care.
Whatever, that's fine.
I don't care.
Whatever.
I really don't care.
I mean, if I cared that much, I'd be watching the Bulls passionately every week, every time they're on. But I don't have the time to keep up with that schedule. I don't.
No.
I don't. That's why football's the best sport to us.
I'll keep up with it on social media, and I'll just watch the finals
that's it.
every year.
That's it.
If Pittsburgh got a basketball team, what would you name it? The Pipers.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Pipers from way back in the day. Just Pittsburgh's not... They're not into basketball as the other 3 sports.
Yeah. Either the Pittsburgh Pipers or the Pittsburgh Iron. I like the Iron.
That wouldn't be too bad.
I like the Pittsburgh Iron.
I think that would go well. I think that really would.
Yeah.
So.
Pittsburgh Pitchforks, that's another good one. What do you think? Most of these teams like the Suns or the Heat and Lakers and stuff like that, I think Iron fits well.
Yeah.
It fits around with the Steelers' background, their blue collar, their culture and everything.
Just have it like the iron and the iron fawn or whatever.
Right.
Black and gold, whatever.
It's crazy, though. Kenny does stop looking for Pickens when DJ is in. Yeah, we've noticed that as well. He's not getting as many targets because Johnson's in.
Yeah.
It's weird because last year was the opposite. Now, Deontay was still getting targets and getting receptions, but it was kind of the opposite because Pickens was more of the highlight. Mm-hmm. And now since DJ's back, DJ's more the highlight. When they both can shine.
I don't know. Just, one guy's making the plays, one guy's got the momentum, the other guy just doesn't.
They both can produce. We all know that.
Absolutely. We both know that.
Yeah.
We all know that.
So I don't know. We'll see. But with that being said, man, we've been live for about 2.5 hours.
Damn near.
So
About 10 minutes short.
So,
but that's close enough.
Yeah, but that's been a fun stream for Saturday night, man. A little more of an impromptu stream because there was a lot to talk about regarding Pickens and the rookies and Kenny and Holcomb's injury. So had to get that out and talk about it and discuss with you guys. So
yep,
it's always good to do that. So always fun. And yeah, just get some extra content out because you know, we are on a mini bye, and there is a lot to talk about with the Steelers team regarding everything that's going down since the Titans game. So, with that being said, we appreciate every last one of you for joining us tonight and chatting about all the random bullshit, Steelers, food, whatever. So it's always great.
LeBron's comments.
LeBron's comments, which is just breaking here. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you never know what's gonna happen. So it's always great. But yeah, we're gonna get on out here. Enjoy the rest of our Saturday night. And you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the mini bye because we got prepared for the Packers soon, and thus we will have to watch stressful Steelers football once again.
But let's take tomorrow and just enjoy some good old football because there's actually some good matchups tomorrow.
There's a lot of great matchups.
From 9:30 all the way to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
A lot of good matchups. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, I really am as well. So I'm going to enjoy my Sunday Steelers stress-free. I'm going to enjoy it, and it's going to be fun. And hopefully I can win some money in the process. Fingers crossed.
Don't bet too much.
I won't. Well, Deontay won me 35 because he got the touchdown, so attaboy.
Yeah, right?
So thanks for that. But you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and enjoy your stressful-free Sunday. Your Steelers stressful-free Sunday. We got a great listing of games to look forward to tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun week 9. For the NFL.
Yep.
So you guys enjoy it, and thus we'll be back next week with the Packers preview and whatever else is going to be coming out regarding the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll see what happens in the next coming days. But until then, it's not our worry. It's not our focus. We can sleep peacefully knowing we don't have to watch the Steelers tomorrow. So
yep. So enjoy the games, enjoy your fantasy, enjoy your bets, have fun eating, spending time with family, and yeah, just have a good time.
And good luck in your fantasy matchups, because I know I'm losing. I'm fucked. I am so fucked.
Yeah. I'm bound to lose mine because I'm on a 6-game win streak and I'm bound to lose.
Sorry.
This is the week to do it.
Sorry, I still acknowledge my tribal chief. That's his
7-1.
That's his fantasy.
7-1. I'm bound to lose eventually. So
Eagles or Cowboys? I'm going Eagles.
Eagles.
I'm going Eagles.
Dak going to shit the bed again.
It's going to be a close matchup as these games are, but yeah, Dak is just, he's not a clutch guy. So
see what happens.
I got the Eagles. I might even take their money line. So I got to see what bets I'm going to place, and hopefully I don't get too, overexcited with it because
I'll have to aid him in limiting his bets.
You're going to have to limit me the same way Mike Tomlin's going to have to limit George Pickens and his attitude. So, but hopefully Matt Cannon and Kenny don't limit Pickens in the future because that would be bad. That would be very bad. And we don't want to do that. But you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy week 9. Appreciate you guys, and see you next week. Here we go, Steelers. And yeah, no Steelers football tomorrow. It's kind of relaxing, but I think we all deserve it. I think we all deserve a
two games
Sunday.
in 1 week. Yeah, we all deserve it.
Yeah. So you guys enjoy it, man.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Sunday's always better with a dub, right? Yeah, that's true. Sunday's always better with a dub. The only dub I'm looking for is my fantasy matchup, plus my parlays, which one I get. Mm-hmm. If I just win one tomorrow, I'll be happy. I'll already won money this week, but
do not take a money line this week. This is not the week to do it. This is not the week to do it.
See, I disagree.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Maybe I just take yardage.
Yes, take yardage. This would be the week to take the yardage, okay?
All right.
If you're certain about touchdowns, I can understand.
I need a serious answer from you guys. Is Tyreek scoring a touchdown tomorrow?
I can tell you yes right off the bat. Against the Chiefs, that's a freaking Ludley. Are you kidding me? I don't care how good the Chiefs defense has been this year. Tyreek's up against his former team.
Oh,
And he's
God.
been having a consistent ass season. He's probably been the most consistent wide receiver since Antonio Brown. Absolutely.
Oh, I know. He's a freak.
Absolutely.
He's the I would even say unanimous MVP. No quarterback this year is playing lights out. He should be MVP.
No, not really.
He should be.
He may be the first wide receiver MVP if he keeps it up.
He's having a similar year to what Derrick Henry had before he went down, which he would have been MVP. He would have back-to-back 2K yards. Mm-hmm. But yeah. How much of Canada staying is the fault of Tomlin or ownership being too loyal to coaches? It is 50-50. It is 50-50.
Yeah.
Dolphins beating the Chiefs. I agree. But I'm not going to take that money line because that can go either way.
I told you, no money line this week.
I will definitely bet Tyreek to score a touchdown, though. It's got to happen. It's a story. It's going to happen. Got to happen.
And when his bets don't pull off, I got to hear his complaining.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of funny, though. Kind of is.
Kind of funny.
Like when Rashad Penny didn't get AJ.
Fuck you. You know, it's still going to be stressful because, yeah. I don't know.
Hey, you know.
It's not Steelers stressful.
When you bet, these things happen. You got to understand that.
You're right.
That's why I don't do it.
That's the gamble.
Steelers put enough stress on me.
Bears or Saints? Saints.
Saints. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.